ladies and gents, and welcome to this week's GKP Live. We thought we'd start it off a little bit different and kick straight in with the intro and then come and say hello instead of saying hello and kick into an intro. How you doing, guys? You good?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Daz, you all right, mate? Had a good week?
Yeah, not bad, thanks.
Can't rumble. What's your weather like by you?
It's been lovely and sunny today.
Really?
Yeah.
I know you've had loads of rain, haven't you?
It is literally blowing a gale out there. Absolutely.
Still dry here.
It's proper bad.
Yeah, lovely and dry here at the moment.
Yeah, warm as well.
Down, raining, hail force, gale force, winds out there, blowing the ground. Hey, up, Rick. How you doing, bud?
Evening, Mickey.
Oh, look, Rick's stuck his finger in the plug.
Had a bath, mate.
There you go. Straight in from getting wet all day to getting in and getting wet.
Hot water's better than cold water.
It certainly is, mate. I bet you're feeling the temperature changes down there now, aren't you, a bit with water? Not too
it's
bad,
still all right.
Thought, but still
It wasn't too bad in them ponds the other day.
Nah, it's all good.
Did Vince actually get in any of those ponds, Rick? He did.
He pulled his finger out.
Wow, we wish you should have had Dave on camera. We'd have been able to see you waders going in.
We did.
Yeah, Dave took hold of the camera when we were running live. We did the other. We pulled the other half of the lake live, and Dave had the camera. Myself and Rick, we pulled the lake. We ended up with us on a plane.
I only got to see the first bit up to where you was outside back at shop area when you were going through them all and grading through, but my signal was shite, so it just looked like something off of Minecraft. So, and it kept buffering. I kept seeing you all talking about a fish, and then when it finally caught up again, that fish had gone. I'm like, shit, I missed it again. Didn't get to see any of them. Well, I saw a few, but none of them that you were focusing on. So.
God, yeah, there was some loveliness I come out of that first pond.
Oh, there's some nice fish in that photo that you've posted, Rick, that are all due to be going on for the photos and what have you. So there's some good ones to come.
Start going on, I think, today. Hopefully.
Going on today? Sweet.
I think they started going on, yeah, I think so.
We're having a look, one. Nice one.
Good.
If everybody or anybody out there would like to join us this evening, we have space for 2 more slots. And if we can, you know, somebody new, somebody different, somebody that's not been on before. I'm not saying it has to be, but it would really would be nice if anybody else wants to stick the face on and come and join us this evening and have a natural chat. We don't have too many topics tonight, but what we do have a bit of an echo from Gaz. Oh, shite, here we go.
It's okay.
At least you're not sounding like a robot, Gaz.
No.
I think it was
No, now last night. Oh, that
was funny, that was.
How's that? Is that can you
Proper
still hear me
Martian,
clear
that
enough?
was.
Let me know if there's an echo still. I've just lowered my mic a little bit. Sweet. If
Yeah,
anybody wants to ask us any questions, if you could type them out in capital letters for us, please. That's all questions or anything you want reading out or any statements you want me to read out. Capital letters. Please stick them in capital letters, and I don't have anybody saying, where's my question? You've not read it out, because I'm not going to read them out if they're not in capital letters. I'm not going to spend all night flicking up and down and through them. So stick them in caps, and we can crack on. It makes it easier for me, guys, if you wouldn't mind. That would be great. Anybody got anything they want to talk about this evening to kick it off?
Yeah, that weird stuff I found in my filter.
Oh! Where did you send it?
WhatsApp.
weird stuff.
Yeah, this is weird, and if I can find
Please,
it, I want to show
please
this.
elaborate.
If anybody, yeah, it's weird, man. It looks
Vicky
like
got some in her filter as well.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
Is it like a thick black jelly?
No, it's like moss, like how it grows. It's like almost like a plant stuck to the inside of the filter and the brushes. It's like a jelly that's like a fern. Weird. I'm sure it's from Mars. It's got to be. Space jelly.
Isn't it?
Yeah. It must break down or live on the ammonia or something in the filter. Because it grows, it's all over the bloody place. I've had it in numerous filters over the years. Sorry?
Is it in darkness or in filters with the sun?
Yeah, in darkness. And I took a piece off, broke a piece off, put it on the slide, put it under the microscope. It's definitely not living. It's not like a colony of micro worms or anything like that. There's nothing moving in it, but it's got like look like little peas inside, almost like seeds, and maybe some kind of spores that it releases. It does look a bit like a moss kind of thing, but it's jelly. Weird.
It's a new one to me. I mean, I've got Gammarus in my multi-bay, and I've also got leeches in there.
I see it growing on the bristles of the brushes.
It's a bit choppy because it's off a Discord, but sorry.
What's that?
It just looks like that some sort of fungus, isn't it? You got growing, feeding on all the detritus.
That's weird.
You probably moved
It is
it from
weird.
filter to filter as well. And you're moving stuff about or whatever.
I don't think so, because this was these are new brushes and a new filter that I'd set up. Unless it's in the water.
Could be something in your water. It's probably healthy though.
Yeah, I'm sure it's beneficial, whatever it is.
That is weird, though.
But it made a spiderish. Oh, here we are. I was going to show you
Yeah,
inside the filter.
It's easy to see on the inside of the filter box.
Excuse the camera work. This is does it. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you probably all get a vertigo after this.
Yeah, we get that on quite a lot of filters, like that, on the walls of them, and some of them turn into like big domes.
Oh right, it looks like an octopus.
Like mushrooms, but they're connected, almost like jellyfish. Some real strange, but yeah, they're all just types of fungus that obviously needs water and nutrients, and off it goes.
Right, cool. As long as it ain't going to eat the fish.
Yeah, well,
It's all healthy, it's all good.
so good.
Cool.
Because
Natural colonisation, isn't it?
Daz found it on his, and then shortly after Daz found it on his, the day after Vicky found it inside hers, and she was like, "Oh my God, we're spreading! It's spreading!
Spreading around the
Whatever it is, it's
country."
spreading." a bit on the weird side, that isn't it? But we said fungus-wise, didn't it? Because it looks like it's got like mushroom fungus type of spores that spread out across it.
Yeah.
But I tried to Google it and see if we could find out. I couldn't find nothing on it at all.
No.
It definitely looks weird, though, doesn't it?
It does.
But it's jellified.
I'll have
when
to
you
check.
touch it.
Yeah,
I'll have to check my multi-bay then when I give that a strict clean next.
It's got a definite, way of growing out like a fan shape. Or it's sort of got like roots of a tree. Weird.
I mean, I found some leeches in my multi-bay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
They're
leeches
not
in
fish
my
leeches
pond
though,
as well.
so they're not a problem.
Say again, Rick.
They're not fish leeches, so don't worry about them.
Oh, no, I don't.
We get so many people phone us like, I've got leeches in my, and it's like, well, yeah, but they're not. They're not fish leeches. So it's just part and parcel of your biofilter.
Yeah.
Pipe work,
Yeah.
and the pipe work a lot, don't you?
I found one in my pond about that big, Daz, didn't we? When we cleared out the old pond, when we done it, I found one or two just on
the
bottom
one.
of the pond. They were like a, not like a grey colour, weren't they?
Yeah, I've got quite a few of them. When I dumped
Stretched
the
out.
brush section, I've got the vortex and the brush section. When I dump the brush section, you can see them on the walls.
Yeah. I wonder if it's frogs that bring them.
And they stretch out while they're without no water, and they're literally like going.
Yeah, that's what we were doing across bottom of pond when we were
It's like swimming, wasn't it? Like swimming along.
It latched onto my finger now when I scraped it, and I was like, "Get off, you little bastard!" And it wouldn't come off. It was just.
Right, let's say a few quick hellos to everybody. We've got Tony who says, boom, good evening, Coisters. I hope all your koi are well. Thank you very much, mate. I hope you are too. And your koi. Skeggy says, oi, Tony, nicking me boom. No, my boom is like boom, Skeggy. Gavin that says, evening, folks.
Evening.
And then Jigs that says, good evening, Ponders. How you doing, Jigs? Thank you for sending in the fish,
Evening,
mate.
Jigs.
Like that one, mate, myself, personally. It's a lovely one, that. Edward Guppy says, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Edward.
Evening, Edward.
Chris Taylor says, good evening, all. And hello to the panel. Evening,
Chris.
Thank you. got DT Koyo says 18 people are waiting. Please give the live a like. And that would have gone full.
Cheers, Dave.
Umber Koyo says evening all. Evening Umber.
Evening, Aaron.
Aaron?
And we've got a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and he missed the number 1. Bubble and Fins that says good evening everyone, hope you all had a great week so far. Let's get ready for another great Thursday Night Live with Gaz and the guys. Thank you very much, Vicky.
Evening, Vicky.
As I said, if you can do, guys, type anything out that you want to do and share in capital letters, guys. It just makes it a lot easier for me. Miss Tropical Koi says good evening all, and Dave.
Evening, Mike.
Keith Smith says evening all with a thumbs up. Evening, Keith. Thanks for joining us again.
Keith.
John Cup says evening everyone.
You're right,
Paul
John.
Butler says hi guys.
Oh,
Fenland Lass says good evening everyone. Hope everyone is well. And to you too, love. Hope you're good.
Evening, Finland.
Oh, we got any more? Simon Shear says evening all. Good evening, Simon.
Evening, Simon.
Reg Coy Dorset says it's that time again. Wonderful thumbs up evening everyone. Thank you very much, Reg.
Reg.
Appreciate it, mate. Phil's Koishak says good evening everyone. Good evening.
Evening, Phil.
Cash's Koi says evening folks.
Evening,
And
Kashi.
Seska's Reef and Pond says hi everyone.
Jessica.
Hi, Seska.
Dave Rocky Boy says hi Gaz, Daz and Vince. And obviously
Evening,
Rocky
Dave.
Boy wasn't there at the time probably when you typed it. Robbie's Koi says hi, I'm new, been watching for a few weeks now, great content and good knowledge. Spread round cheers. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate it, Robert. Oh,
Thanks, Robbie.
Chris Taylor says same here, Gaz in North Wales, so you've got it blown a hoolie too, mate. Yeah, it's crap, innit? Oh, hey Gaz, the axolotls are growing, not hatched yet. Can you see the shape of them starting to move now inside the jelly?
Yeah, they should look like a little
Yeah,
bean.
like a jelly bean at
bean
first,
shape.
don't they?
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
That's good news, Mush.
You can see them twitching inside the egg when they're getting ready to hatch as
Yeah,
well.
I do. You see, we could see them rolling and turning, couldn't you, on that video that
Yeah.
you did, the original one. Tony Farmo Coy says, here is Ricky, just time for one more beer before coming
I haven't
on.
had none yet.
Not yet, not yet. Yeah,
Not
that
yet.
was the key word.
So have you ever kept some of your axolotls in any of your ponds then, Daz?
Yeah, I've got about.
Evening,
Oh, there must be over 100 in one pond at the moment. They've been there all summer.
Have you got fish in there as well?
I've got one koi in with those, but I have kept. I mean, these are babies, last year's babies, so I didn't want to put them in with a koi because they might eat them. So, but I have kept adult axolotls in the pond, in the main pond at the top of the garden for 5 years. There's no problem whatsoever. The fish don't interfere with them at all. They live.
Not
quite
have to
happily
bring them in at winter.
Well, they come from glacial lakes anyway. Well, a glacial lake,
Right,
lakes in Mexico, high up in the mountains. So they're used to cold. They like cold. They don't like it warm.
Oh,
Above
they'll be
20
all right in
degrees,
Yorkshire
they're
then.
struggling. Sorry?
So they'll be all right in Yorkshire then.
Yeah.
There's plenty
So
coming up here.
if the temperatures go up, is that what forces them onto land and then become salamanders?
No, I mean that's a bit of a fallacy. They're not really. They don't really turn into salamanders. They are naturally what's called neoteric, which means they stay as a baby all the time. They never really grow up.
Right.
You can force them. I think that they hybridize them with the Mexican salamander or something, and I think that is the morph that tends to turn into a salamander. But the original axolotls always stay in the water. They don't turn into anything.
Got you.
It's because they've been kept in isolation in one lake.
People are saying the mic is low, Gaz. People are saying the mic is low. My mic's low. Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Knows.
Shit. That was probably loud. Sorry. Apologies if it was. There we go. How's that? Is that better?
That's a bit
I
better.
can hear you.
You can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
I can't remember which way it turns it up, but I think it's that way. But people are also saying there's an echo.
I can't hear an echo.
Are we
I
still
can't
getting
hear
an
an
echo?
No, no echo that I can hear.
Sounds good, my end.
Sweet. We've got a couple more. We've got ANC Kite says evening. Oh, sorry, evening, Dave. And then we've got Rob and Chris
Evening,
Sweet says
ANC.
good evening, everyone. Better no echo. Thank you. Cheers, bud. Appreciate it. Amanda
Evening.
Smith says good evening, all.
Hi, Amanda.
Gavin says quick Google could be freshwater. You found in your filter.
Hi for my CTs.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
it says.
try saying that when you're pissed.
Evening, Lisa.
Evening, Lisa.
Guys, turn your mic up a bit from ANC. So there we go. I've got down to the ones where, because your volume's very low, the others are okay. Is that better? Can you hear me now? Hear me now? Is that a bit better for you?
Sounds even to me.
More there and then kick that back.
It sounds okay to me.
More that way. There we go. That should be better. You should be able to hear me now.
He's gone. That was a treat, didn't it?
He's going to kick that cable again.
I don't know. Vince, have you let people know about what time the weekend?
I'm dropping a video tomorrow morning.
Note to self, guys, when you've got a mouse with side click buttons, don't pick up your mouse to move it with your thumb and squeeze it, which puts you backwards on the last and kicks you out of the studio. That's what I did there. Stu Lindsay says, first time watching. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Would you care to join us? If you do want to join us and you want to come on and say hello, there's a little link at the top of the chat that you're on. You can click on that, follow the instructions, and you can jump into the studio and come and say hello and be a brand new guest. Come on. Bring yourself on, Stu. Why not? What you got to lose?
Dignity.
Or you could just watch.
Oh, you could just watch, yeah. Cabby says, evening all. Good evening, mate. Thanks for joining us.
Evening,
Appreciate
Cabby.
it. Oh, Koi Fry Scotland says, hi from all here. Thank you very much for joining us, Koi Fry
Evening.
Scotland.
Go.
Since there's a few more newer ones there.
Yeah.
A couple more.
All good.
If anybody else, Aquarium Delirium. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Aquarium
now.
Delirium. Speaking of mics, hello Vince and crew. Thank you very much for joining us, and thanks very much for. I have to reply back, mate, but thank you very much for the comments on my videos that you've been watching. Appreciate it, mate. Right.
That's the Jordan gentleman that was on the live with us last night.
Now, does he live in the States, though?
No.
Or does he still live up north?
Yeah. He's a true Geordie, that one.
I didn't know whether or not he'd moved over there, and that's how he got to know the other guys that were over
No,
there.
no.
Good man. So, thinking of making a new pond, mate. Brilliant. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you can get as much info and as tips as what you can from anybody here, and obviously from Vince by keep watching his channel, mate. He's going for.
Yep, he's hoping to put pond in next year.
10 foot by. Was it 3
6 foot,
meters
wasn't it?
by 1.6 meters by 4 foot deep? I think he said last night, didn't he?
Yeah, something like that was what he said.
Decent starter pond, that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good do.
Decent finished pond. Just one pond.
Yeah.
Good pond.
Cloudy Art
Wasn't it?
says evening all, and if you haven't checked out his social media, guys, get yourself over to Cloudy Art on Instagram and on the other one, TikTok.
Talkative.
Check out some of his stuff, guys. He does the old, what do you call it? Resin art. Pretty cool. Got some nice pieces.
What is resin art, Gaz?
It's basically resin, like the resins that they would use for pouring on or sealing and what have you on a floor surfaces, or like kitchen worktops and what have you. And they do that, and they add little dyes and chemicals to it and bits and bats, and then splash stuff into other patterns and other areas, and then mix it up and make it flow out into each other and makes resin art.
Oh,
It's
I've
like
heard
getting
of
a
that
bit more
before.
detail with it and doing like courses and stuff. It's
I
there
imagine you
go,
can like get a sharp point or whatever and drag it through and
drag it through it and make it
Yeah,
different things.
yeah, I'll
They
watch,
also it does like blows it with air, so that you get like it almost look like the sea, but the white froth to the top by blowing the white across it. Look pretty cool. And it's
cool.
at Cloudy 8741. Well worth a check. Got some nice stuff.
Yeah, there's a couple of American channels I watch where they actually make tables doing the same sort of thing.
They're good. They are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They
That comes
clear
under resin art as well.
Yeah. Does them on canvases or on boards or on plywood strips and then shapes them up, frames them off. So they look pretty good.
Cool.
Right, let's get in to some questions, See what we've got, see what did come through, and see what our first one's
That's the
out.
Ron Cloudy art.
Yeah, river table they're called. Yeah. I don't know if we got many. Oh, we did get some on. Right. The first one is quite a funny one, and it did make me giggle when I watched this, and I watched it back. It's more of a question for myself and Daz, and one for Vicky. After watching your videos and seeing how well you three work together, Gaz, Daz, and Vic, you get on so well working and do a real good job. I was wondering if you three have ever thought about starting up your own little business doing pond stuff for other people, and it would make great content. What do you think, Gaz? Shall we start with your enterprise?
Sounds good to me.
In your spare time, get that done.
Yeah.
That's the rest of your weekend's gone.
Mate.
We've got the gear.
Well, you have.
Yeah.
I ain't got quite
Same
as
thing.
much as what you have. I've got plenty of shovels and brushes and spades and all that shit, but
Yeah.
pickaxe. I mean, I would, to be fair, I would love to do that kind of thing for a living. It'd be wicked.
Yeah.
But it would be more of a case of there'd be a hell of a lot more for me personally to learn before I was, I'd like to go on some kind of how-to training course kind of thing, to learn out the proper ways, set it all up and everything. I know it's totally different doing it in yourself. You can do it trial and error, can't you? You can try it, see if it works, if it doesn't, but I'm pretty sure a client won't be too happy with that.
No. Yeah.
Right, if it works.
ANC have asked a quick question there. Daz, how big is your round pond?
Yeah, I think it's 12-foot diameter.
12-foot diameter, 3.5 foot deep, is it? The deepest bit.
It's around 3 foot deep. Yeah, I want to go deeper with it in the spring.
That's the next project, isn't it?
Yeah. I want to get rid of the shelf all the way around the edge, take that out, and then drop it down another foot or so.
You're going to take the shelf out?
Yeah.
Go all the way
So
around?
it's just straight sides. Yeah. There's no point having a shelf. I've got water lilies that sit on the bottom, so they don't need a shelf. It's just a heron trap for fish coming up to the top and getting nailed with herons or anything.
Yeah.
And it just bites into the water area as well.
Just been told I'm still quiet compared to the others. Is that better? Oh, hopefully. Hopefully that's better. Should be. I didn't even mess with this damn thing either, unless when I pull that I turn the volume down. Could have done. Chris Taylor says mine is similar to Daz's, 3 foot deep and is 15 foot diameter.
Yeah.
Decent size, isn't it? 15 foot diameter.
It is a good size, yeah.
Is it a nightmare to catch the fish in it? You go round, round, round.
No, it's a nightmare to catch fish when the water lilies are all up. The buggers hide under the water lilies. I'm taking them
They
out.
know just how to screw you up, don't they? Straight
They
round
do.
back of one just to get out of your way right quick.
Especially the dark fish, you just cannot catch them. I've got a Benny Kiko that's almost jet black. There's just a couple of splashes of orange on it. That's a sod to catch, that is.
Yeah.
Pretty Benny Kiko, though.
Sorry?
It was a pretty Benny Kiko, though.
Yeah, it's nice pattern and everything on it. Yeah, it was weird. It was sort of light grey, gunmetal grey, and orange. It looked really nice like that. Then all of a sudden, bang! It just turned black. I thought, what's happened to my fish?
Yeah, and it did it pretty damn quick and all, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just started to fade and come lighter again now, and I see the grey coming back into it. Yeah, it's crazy how they change, though.
Right, Vince, there's someone that wants to say something to you, mate.
Oh yeah, check that out. Oh, that's sweet.
Look at that.
You're welcome. You're welcome, bud.
Does it make the noise when you swing it? Does
When
it
you hit it, yeah.
Oh god damn! If I'd got one of them, mate, I'd be having a battle with you right now.
That's sweet, isn't it?
Made glass.
Yeah, you don't smack it, do you?
Sweet.
Good. Stuff, you love it, mate.
I should ask my son's got a Boba Fett full helmet that pops down with thing in front of it as well.
That's Yoda replica.
That one is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So
That's
cheers,
smart.
Vince.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome, boy.
Put it away. That's it.
Guy from Scotland says we need a new pond. Get digging,
There you
mate.
go.
Well, maybe not this time of year. To be fair, Daz,
Gravel,
we've
isn't it?
literally got my pond done at the right time because it's every day since up here it has
It's
lasted
rained,
down.
hasn't
It has literally pissed it
Yeah.
down at least once or twice.
We
3
timed that
times
perfect because
through a week.
it was hot weather, wasn't it? It was about 30
Yeah, it was.
degrees.
Yeah.
You did well that weekend.
Scrag says, is there an issue with comments and questions getting through? I don't think so, mate, but there are certain words, if you put them in, they won't be allowed in. So if you're using profanities, then they won't allow them to come through, but they shouldn't be, bud, because I've got that one coming through. There are certain swear words which are blocked, but other than that...
Yes,
mate, it should
Jigsy,
be-
it is.
Koi Karma says, I'm seeing them, Craig. Have I missed one out, Craig? Scrag, have you put one in that I've missed? Don't think I have. No. Last one you put in before that one is seen some people walking around town with hair like that, which is the weed type plant that we're growing in his fish filter. So I haven't missed anything other than that. That's the last one that's come through to me, Scrag. So apologies if something hasn't come through. Right, let's see, was there any more? Question from Umberquoy. Question from Scrags. Can slugs harm fish? Been finding a couple around the top of the pond.
Only if someone's been poisoning them.
Yeah, that's slug pellets. Method D halide or whatever it is. That's nasty shit. Yeah, because that can kill dogs. Slug pellets can. So I'm sure it won't do your fish any good.
Parasites can be found on slug slime.
Can they though, Vince? Is that proven or is it just hearsay? Because it's one of them that you're never really sure whether it's fact or urban myth. Same with frogs.
Yeah,
And,
the only parasites I know that transfer was snails or water snails. You get flukes, a part of the
Right.
fluke life cycle.
I imagine if it's snails, then I would have thought slugs would be the same then.
Yeah, but the flukes obviously need a certain sort of life cycle, so they're only in the water snails to be eaten by the birds, to be crapped in the pond.
that's true.
So it's a continual loop.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, then the bird feces goes in the water, and then the flukes.
Yeah, so your flukes can reappear just from a heron crap or a seagull crap, and back they come again.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Cheers, Aaron.
yeah, I mean there will be parasites on slugs, but whether those parasites
think-
are into a fish,
It's one of those that no one's ever really done any research on, I don't think. We're all kind of guessing, aren't we?
but yeah, the fluke one is one that is documented and known, but beyond that,
Yeah. Now, I remember seeing the fluke one on one of the David Attenborough ones where the snails crawl up something and their eyes start pulsating to attract a bird. A bird catches it, eats it, then goes in like a water bird. It'll crap in the water, and then the fluke eggs or whatever come out, and it starts all over again. That's how they spread.
yeah. There you go.
We got that one in there. We'll send the panel guys on your YouTube video of the pond 15-foot pool, 3,500 gallons. Guys, you have just got a message from Rick from Father and Son on your Facebook page. All right, let's see what that one is. Quick refresh on that.
Coming in all over the place.
Enrique.
aren't
Evening all, is Ricky on a sober October asking for a friend?
Sober
Some
October.
guy.
It's got no beer in the house. Be on it straight
Sober
away.
October.
No, 'cause I'm fishing down the lake Saturday with Vince, so that's definitely not going to be sober October.
No.
Not even like that one. Right, where was his things? The questions. Let's go back to his next one, his second one. Hang about.
Does salt kill flukes? No, it doesn't.
Does what? Does salt kill flukes? It does dehydrate flukes, yes. At high enough concentration levels.
That's the problem, yeah. Super high
But
concentration.
The fact that you've got to go that high will probably kill your fish as well.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
You can do it as a dip, but also you've got to be moving them to a new environment that doesn't have flukes. And every fish has got to be put through the most, till it bobs up and down.
Yeah, a bit like being an acid bath.
You can do it, and they will do it. They do it at some farms in Japan. Still do it. They will literally whack them in full salt, sort of roll over, and then transfer them to the next pond, and just kind of disinfect them almost. But
it's the
less
bit where
harsh.
the fish starts turning white though, and it scares the crap out of
it
you.
scorches the skin. I mean,
Shit.
It's just the mucus turning white.
Yeah, I know, but it still made me shit myself when it first time I seen it. I thought, like, God damn, fish has gone white.
Yeah, so
It didn't last for long though, but
I treated one with like a topical mixture of salt, just salt and water, really, really thick with a Q-tip, and treated a spot on the fish. It did kind of burn it white, and it stayed like that for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It cauterized the wound.
Wayne says, what the hell are flukes? Flukes are
Nasty little
a
bastards.
worm-type parasite, which is microscopic,
Yeah.
mate, which are on fish, and they feed on fish, basically.
There's
well,
thousands of different
we get them.
species. Yeah, there's thousands of different species. Most of them are host-specific. They'll only go on one particular host, like just birds or frogs or whatever.
Yeah. Eye fluke. Get them in your eyes.
Yeah, liver
Yeah,
fluke.
you can, yeah.
Yeah,
Some-
give it your brain as well.
Life Around the Koi Pond says, hi guys, hope you're all well. Just a quick question. Would you have your water returns above waterline or below? Thanks. Both, if you can.
Above.
Oh, definitely.
Always above. I've been to ponds where they're below, and people, I can't get it clear, and these ponds aren't even running, and you can't see they're not running.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I suppose that's a valid point. If you
Always
if you
above.
didn't,
You won't know
a
if your
lot of
filter
people
was
do have
clogged.
a circulation moving below water, though, don't they?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you want to add oxygen, it's just better.
It's another
Just have
form of water crashing in,
Yes.
creating oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
I
wasted
would.
opportunity to aerate, isn't it?
Yeah. The only reason you wouldn't have it above, if you want a dead still surface that you just want like a glass top to your pond almost, and then you
Yeah.
can do it. But yeah, it just comes with added problems that you don't necessarily need.
No,
Yeah.
keep it simple, people.
Simple.
Yeah. Let's see if we've got any more that's coming. See, I'm learning, guys, says Will's guy.
Evening, Will.
To be honest, we use Venturis are still quite something that a lot of people don't seem to use anymore. But yeah, if you've got return just under the surface, you can have a return just under the surface, but draw an air so it's just oxygenating. You can see it's running. You put
Like a
masses
Venturi effect.
Yeah, the Venturi is
Venturi,
pretty
yeah.
cool, isn't it?
and you just get masses of oxygen
Yeah.
for no added cost, and you can see it's running. It's just quite handy.
Yeah.
So,
I
And
do
you
quite
can
like
switch
the
the,
Venturi.
switch the Venturi off. Just
yeah,
on the
got
out.
when it just stopped. It would carry on. The pump still runs, but you can't see the bubbles. But yeah, they're pretty handy.
Cloudy Art says, I'm presuming they can kill your fish. Yes, in high enough quantities. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gill flukes, there's two types. There's body flukes and gill flukes. Gill flukes obviously live inside the gill, and on the body. And body flukes normally tend to just be on the body. But the gill flukes tend to suffocate the fish a little bit as well and start reducing how well the gills work, and then you end up with all sorts of problems. And they're a lot more harder to get rid of than conventional. Up
Yeah.
to press. Up to press. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Can't see no flashing. Yes, float P pissed them off.
Told you, Fluke P.
Float
Yeah.
P works. Good stuff.
That's recommend. Look,
Yeah,
that's all he
100%,
uses.
mate. And it's exactly as you said. It didn't seem to be making a difference for the first 3 or 4 days. They were still seeing the odd fish flash. But now I've got into like the second week, because I said to you guys at weekend, I'm half tempted to do another treatment here because I'm still getting the odd fish flash. Nothing's flashing anymore. So
Yeah.
fingers crossed we've got
It does take quite a while to work. That's the thing. And obviously, the colder it is, the longer it takes to work. So if you use it in the winter, you might have to wait 2-3 weeks for it to do the job.
Question
it's
for
up on me.
Rick. Will we see a twisted koi fish lineage at the New Forest in the near future? The videos
never
you
know.
guys do are great and full of information.
I actually think we can do something along those lines one day, but it won't be a bloody, what's it, char at Surrey he keeps hassling me about.
Does everybody really want a fish that's twisted?
Yeah. We could get one, a whole new variety. What colour would it be?
Oh,
Yeah,
There you go.
that's something we're going to have to chat about Saturday.
We can,
that'd be good. Summit different, summit original.
something crazy, eh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
crazy, funky, something that you think, wow, kind of thing.
That's
Deutsch
twisted,
preferably,
man.
just to make it
Yeah.
harder.
Did you watch the Croy Hotel live today?
No.
No,
Of the work.
they were talking about Shisui, and Joe Mitchell actually said, "I'd love to see a Ginring Shisui," and I did put in the comments that that's what you're hoping to get next year.
Yes, we will,
No
mate.
pressure now, Rick.
Easy.
So it's all down the zip with the Ginrins,
No,
like
no,
the ones
with,
that you
with Aragoki scale, so all down it.
Aragokis. Ah, sweet.
Ah.
Ah,
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
No, we-
yeah.
yeah. I think they're laughing. I think we can do it.
We've done it on the Ginring. You've done it on the Deutsche Cheaper, haven't you? You've got them Ginring now, haven't you?
And the kinky at Surrey.
Hmm.
And
kinky?
someone else.
Or kinky.
Yeah.
It's another twisted one.
So, and on the Comomria as well, we did them as well. Same year, I think Danichi did them. We didn't get quite the same press for ours.
No.
What did Dainichi call them? They were Black Diamond, was it?
Black
Something?
Diamonds and Black Zeus.
Back
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
There we
Nice
go.
fish, though.
What's your opinion on brush filters? I've seen they're used a lot in Germany, among other places, such as Genesis brush filter.
To be fair, they're pretty good, but you haven't got the same surface area as you would have in a K1 filter. So they're more of a mechanical filter for trapping rubbish rather than a biological filter for. But if you've
Good for
got
pulling
tons
out
of
the bulk,
space,
big stuff, aren't they?
yeah, if you've got loads and loads of space, then they can work really well. But most people's filters are you've got a certain amount of space to use, and the quicker you take the debris out, and the quicker you can get the maximum amount of biological surface area, which is why stuff like K1's used a lot more these days because jack matting and brushes take up a lot of room.
and then maintenance and cleaning them as well.
Yeah.
Can be a pain. Brushes aren't too bad, are they? But
No, but Jack
we still
Mackins.
use loads of them. We use anything on the farm. To be fair, just if there's if water can go near it, we chuck it in.
Yep.
ANC was actually the first
A
one
lot of them seem to be used like the first thing,
on the side.
like the multi-bays, don't they? The first chamber normally have
Yeah.
brushes in.
Yes, to take out bigger bits of blanket weed, debris, leaves, that kind of stuff. So it's just a good start of the pre-filter, and then the smaller bits. That's how the multi-filters was sort of set up to go through. A vortex or brushes as your big bits, then foams, and then finer medias as you get towards the end for the biological work. It worked fine. It's just a big filter in it for limited space.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Big
they can be
message
labour
from-
intensive.
Yeah. From Crafty, achieved a 5-star in license. Nice one, mate.
Oh,
Congratulations.
nice one,
Big
Crafty.
man.
Don't forget to send me the details, Crafty.
Don't forget to copy and paste the whole lot.
Yeah.
Right, let's go on for another question. And this is from Kushti Koi, which is, does anyone use oyster shells in their pond? And do they do the job with the KH and pH?
No, but yes.
No, you don't, but yes, it does.
Yeah, they're a long-term, slow sort of release thing. So it's just a safety thing. If your pH starts dropping, then obviously they dissolve faster or release, the calcium faster. We just use chalk. It's just quicker, or bicarbonate. So in a real hurry, depending on.
At the Koi collection the weekend on one of Ken's big systems, he's actually got 4 of the big Evolution Aqua dechlorinators, daisy chained, and he's chopped one end and he's filled it full of oyster shell and then coupled it in the middle. And literally he's daisy chaining his top up water through 4 chambers full of oyster shell in various sizes.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's, again, used a lot in the farms in Japan. It's something we don't have masses of here as a product. And if you've got the room to put a few sacks of it in your filter, it's never going to do any harm. At the end of the day, it's a bit of a safety measure, and it would also act as a bit of a biological filter, wouldn't it? Because it would get colonised like everything else.
Yeah.
Because oyster shell is mainly a stabilizer, isn't it?
Yeah, it just buffers the water. So, but it's a very slow. Oyster shells are just made of calcium. So as they slowly break down, they sort of release that back in the water. But if you've got very
quick
soft
one there
water,
for you, Daz. Look, there's Chris Taylor's Axolotl legs to show the panel.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Then
they're just getting that jelly bean stage, aren't they? Look.
Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 days off hatching. Just keep changing the water, even at the egg stage. Keep changing the water every day. Otherwise, you'll lose them and they'll go mouldy. Yeah, cool.
Like tadpoles to me.
We've got
you don't need oxygenation with them or anything. Just water changes.
Phil says that is just picked up. There we are. Got the video. He just picked up a black Zeus.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Looks a little bit like a Matsu Kawabaki.
That's what I thought it was. A Ginrin Matsu Kawabaki.
That's what that is. So they do the Zeus is the normal scaled and the black diamond, whatever's a commemorative. Same spawning. You just get Deutz ones and normal scale ones.
Right.
Nice.
As we do,
I like
exactly
that
the same.
cluster of Ginrin on its head. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of your Ginrin Mats Cowbackies in my Tosai
That's
tank.
a nice Shuru Otsuri and all when that menswear comes in on the head.
Yeah, it's got a nice banding with it.
Pads on there. He really needs Y fronts, doesn't he?
Nice one, bud.
Yeah.
And I do believe there was a quick one there from Chris Taylor that shared his pond with us as well. Oh, play it. So that's the 15 foot by
3 foot deep.
4 foot deep.
Got a couple of nice series there, mate.
Yeah.
Kahaku's quite nice, I know.
Yeah.
Nice collection there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely some nice series there.
Definitely 2 slices of bread on your pond.
Homemeal bread, I hope.
No, white.
Oh,
White.
Don't last long when they all start going on that about a bit.
Yeah. They make short work of your sandwiches, wouldn't they?
wholemeal bread's better for them than white bread is, though.
I know
Yeah.
what I like, and that's white. That was
Mighty white. Remember
Mighty
that.
Try betting Marmite on it. Just eat it.
Marmite on it.
Oh no, they spit it out.
Damn it,
fish
man! I
love
wouldn't
it.
do that to myself. Never mind me fish. Marmite. There's little islands for people that like that shit. Marmite.
Yeah,
Bovril,
bin
innit?
juice. Ugh.
God damn.
Can't beat the
That
stuff.
stuff would make me vomit.
Toxic waste.
On a nice
Come on,
chunky
then. How
bit
many of you
of
out there
toast.
like Marmite?
Oh yes,
So,
gotta love Marmite. Finger in the jar.
Oh,
no, Steve.
I feel like eating earwax. That's disgusting.
Can't believe
Do
you
that. I
did
do
eat
that with my
that.
Manuka honey as well.
Oh yeah, Manuka honey's nice. Yeah, good for you as well.
Yeah, I have it in my tea.
Yeah.
Next question then. Right. Steve Mulligan says, I was talking to a guy who recommends feeding pearl barley. He cooks up a batch and freezes it off into portions, then feeds during the winter months. Just wanted to get your guys' take on it, seeing as if it's worth it. Won't be watching the live tonight, but I will catch up. Cheers. Later, guys.
It's fantastic for roach fishing.
Pearl barley.
I've used it fishing before with good results, but I've never tried it on koi.
Yeah, no, it's good. I mean, it's been used for donkey's years.
Peter Waddington, he actually got me onto it, and he told me to use a pulses mix. So you got pearl barley, split peas, and all that in. Boil it up till it goes soft. Feed it over the winter. It's better than it's better for them than wheat germ food. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fallen out of favour because you've got to do something. You've got to boil it up and mess about with it. But yeah, pearl barley is something that for donkey's years has been used for feeding carp, feeding koi in Japan. Good
What
food.
about the other stuff? You remember what's that little black, tiny little
Hemp.
What about
Hemp.
hemp?
Yeah, I bet they'd like
You know,
that.
hemp's pretty well.
Normal
It
carp
used to be a
love
good
it.
attraction bait for when you're fishing. But
Yeah.
could you feed it to koi?
I don't think there's a lot in it though, is there?
I don't know.
That's the problem, isn't it? It's what they get.
Tends to
They
get
get in
straight
blood,
through
then.
them, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's the shell in it again. I dare bet that wouldn't be too easy for them to digest. That's quite a
Yeah.
hard shell on hemp, isn't it?
Unless you use crushed hemp.
Most hemp seed nowadays has actually got a little. It's been germinated, so you've got a tiny little sprout on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the bit that you normally look for when you boil them up for when you use them as hook bait, so you can
Yeah.
put the hook in, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pearl barley is something. Yeah. Again, it's just one of those things. It sinks, so it's not as easy to see your fish feeding it. You'll get more waste from it just because it's a cereal product, so they don't digest all of it. But it's and you've got to cook it. But those people that are willing to buy some, cook it, it's fine. Koi will eat pretty much anything. It's just it's easy to buy a product off the shelf that sits there.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
gives you a bit of something to do if it's advisable.
Well,
If you know,
there's nothing
feed it
wrong
in
with a bit of
moderation.
variety, is there?
Exactly, yeah. Something different for a minute. So there you go, Steve.
Yeah.
Hope you pick that up when you watch us on the catch up, mate. Pearl barley, Koi Water Plants and Rant says Pearl barley. Now that's old school, but still has its place. Exactly, that's it. A lot of
Yeah,
things that are used
100%.
Yeah.
back then in the day are just as relevant now, aren't they? Really, I suppose.
Yeah.
Chris says, "Don't worry, Vince. It was wholemeal bread." Edward Guppy says, "Rick, stroke Vince, is there a video of the koi farm, the lake still to come?"
Oh, that was the
When your battery died.
my battery died, didn't it? So I'm sure we can have a look at some because they went into the hatchery, didn't they? Or have you moved them now?
I've been back through them and split them out. So we've got video. I've probably got some of the better ones still to move, but yeah, there was 5,500 in that net.
How many?
5,500.
5,000.
5,500. Yeah, they've all been split to their ponds. Done. But yeah, we'll do a little bit of some of the better ones or whatever.
Yeah, we can do that tomorrow, can't we?
We can. Got nothing else to do tomorrow, have we?
No, we ain't got anything else to do. Mate. Yeah, don't worry, we'll be there for about 8:30.
Richard Code says, what temperature can you feed black soldier fly down to? Been feeding it. Fish love it, but the waste is horrendous. Same with mealworms, mate.
Yep.
The shit that comes out your fish when you feed mealworms morning after is unreal, man. Absolutely unreal. High protein out there, so like 10 degrees and above, 10, 15.
They do have a high protein content. The only difference between black soldier fly and mealworms is the black soldier fly larvae has added, it has amino acids and high levels of calcium as well.
Right.
So temperatures 10, 15 degrees, nothing really less than.
I don't feed my mealworms unless it's 16 degrees and above, because they are a high protein food. Hence why they're treats.
Yeah. But naturally, carp and koi, if they're in a mud pond at 15 degrees, they're not going to tell and say, I'm not going to eat that larvae swimming across my nose. They'll still eat them whenever they're there. The thing is, they're there during the warmer weather, and the numbers of those things disappear as the temperature drops. So naturally, nature takes that food source away from them as the temperature falls lower, sort of 12 degrees or whatever. So, nature knows best, really, doesn't it? It's one of them.
Yeah.
What's that like, Aaron? Is that better, please, mate? If you could let us know.
Still struggling with your mic.
Just got told my volume's still very low, but you guys are all clear. Vince is a little bit loud, so I've lowered Vince a little bit. If I turn mine up any louder...
But Vince is always loud.
Yeah, see, you're clear there. That doesn't sound any different to me, but I've just turned you down by 80%, so... Michael, turn me up to 100. If anybody starts farting and moaning about echoes, then... There we go. Try that. See what that. I'm fine. Turn your headphones up, guys. Saying that though, if one person's too loud and you're wearing headphones, it does burst your bastard eardrum, doesn't it? You're like, oh, god damn.
Yeah.
Anybody tried live mealworms, as they are readily available now for reptiles? Yeah.
Yes, no. Kyle from Macakoi, he feeds his live mealworms because he's got he's created his own mealworm farm, and he harvests them and feeds them to his pond.
Yeah.
Right.
I've always wanted to wang maggots at them as well, but I know you don't. I've always wanted to do, just to see what they do.
Very high.
I love them, guys.
Yeah, but it's the chemical dyes and shit that you get in them. A lot of if they were standard white maggots, plain straight normal or gauzes, then you could go with it and think there's nothing to worry about. But when you got these blues, luminous purples and browns and everything else, there's a lot of chemical dyes stuff, isn't there?
Chrysotile dye that was supposed to be cancerous, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Remember when they used to have those like super
bronze maggots?
Yeah, bronze maggots.
Dye your fingers orange.
They did.
Yeah.
Tastes like shit when you put them in your mouth.
See, when I go fishing with my dad, he's a stickler for using casters, and I fucking hate him. But
I think they're brilliant, mate.
Casting big fish on casters,
But I tell you what, the koi pond fucking loves them.
Yeah.
Honestly, wang them in, gone in seconds.
Yeah.
Casters, maggots.
Is everybody taking piss here? Skeg says you're fine. Somebody says I'm low. Gary Webb says, lower your mic down a bit, Gaz. Having set too high can make a difference with some studio mics. I've just been told to turn it up.
No, you sound fine this end.
Sound good. Sound good to everybody else. Gaz, does it sound good to you? Sound bad to you? As in high. Oh, I get you, mate. As in that way, down here. Not like that. That better. Now, having me directing more to it, I get what you mean.
Yeah, I think that's
you
better.
meant volume-wise again. I'm going to say, God damn, I've just turned it up. How's that? Let me know. All fine this end. Sweet. Happy days. It does feel like it's kind of rather in my face, but when I look at it on the camera, it doesn't look like it's in my face, but it does feel like it's sat right on my chin. Anyway, let's get back to the next one, which was Amanda Smith. What's the best piece of equipment you would recommend for someone starting out that has made a difference to your koi? I think that's a pretty damn good question. But what?
Pond filter.
Water. I did say I'd say that earlier on as well. What's the best piece of equipment? I would say, to be fair, the best piece of equipment that I would say that's made a difference since moving from my dad's garden pond and making myself one would be the ultraviolet. I know that's a common piece of kit, and a lot of people, believe it or not, still don't have them, and then always wonder why their water's as green as it is. I think the best thing that you can do for me for quality, so you can see your fish, would be an ultraviolet.
See, that shocked me. I thought you were going to go with the retro bottom drain there.
Well, I mean, yes, but it's not a needed piece of equipment, is it? But yeah, in comparison to having 100%, yeah, in comparison to having just a pump fitted in the bottom of your pond, sticking a retro bottom drain on, if you haven't built a pond with a submerged bottom drain, then the retro bottom drain, yeah, 100%, Vince, that would be an even better shout. Yeah.
I'd say a submersible pump with a 40mm hose, because water changers, I mean, Vicky will back me on this, water changers are a pain in the arse if you can't shift water fast. It takes forever to drain down and fill up again. You waste so much time. That's a game changer, having a decent pump.
But not everyone's got a multitude of ponds like you and Ricardo.
Yeah, but even if you've only got one pond, you still need to do water changes.
Yeah, but most filter systems, if you've got a decent enough filter system, you can drop some water out of your pond pretty damn quick if you're fitting
you can do, but then you've got to faff around altering the pipe work and everything, because unless you just want to piss it all over the side of your pond.
I piss it all down side at Snicket. See you later.
No, you do. That's why next door's fence fell down. You rotted it.
You brought it to post away.
No, straight up though. It runs down that Snicket in a little river, straight down to a drain and goes straight into water runoff. Perfect.
You just hope no one's walking up the Snicket.
Legally by law, it's allowed. No, that's the thing, Daz. It don't gush out of the actual fence panel and piss down or spray people as they walk past. It trickles down the outside of the wall. So. It is.
Yeah.
Well, I did think about putting a hole through so I could just bore it straight out there and just blast people as they come past.
I'd say K1, mate.
K1? That's what you'd go. I bet the best.
Probably the most versatile, efficient
media
biofilter. It's just
And the fact that you can also use it as a mechanical filter as well.
Yeah,
I would say one thing I would recommend for definite, Amanda, would be if you're pump fed and your pump is in your pond, fitting a float switch off. Yeah,
yes.
100%.
100%.
And we will be fitting some this weekend because my matey has just had a damn near complete disaster.
Oh, did you have near disaster, Daz?
Yeah, but not in the same way as what you would think. He had a pipe section split apart. And he just carried on pumping and just pissed it all over the garden everywhere. So that's still the thing is, if it had still had a float switch on, it would have switched off as soon as it dropped 2-3 inches. Job done. It would have still had variation. He still got his air circulation, and for a couple of hours while he got there and noticed it, obviously it wouldn't have been that big of a deal because he'd have been left with another 3.5 foot, 4 foot of water, just losing a couple of thousand litres, which in the grand scheme of things would just be a good water change.
Yeah.
But yeah, pumping it down to literally that much of a puddle at the bottom, and it was even less than what I thought. But,
I'm amazed the fish was still alive.
That one could be, if you're pump fed, could be the best thing. I mean, technically, you could fit them to any pond at all that had a pump on it, because as long as you cut into that pump, as soon as that water level drops, it doesn't have to be that type of switch either. You can use the ones like that you have inside the drum systems, which are the little float ones, that like a mini ball cock system that you'd have in your toilet, connected up to
they're ones that slide up and down on like a pin. They get clogged up.
They do, mate. Yeah. That's
I've heard quite a few drum people moaning about their float switch getting clogged up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that
Well,
one I
I'll
would
tell you
say
one
for
thing.
anybody. Some form of switching off if your ponds are pumping empty.
If I'd have had a bottom drain, they would have all been dead for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you would have been. It'd have been screwed, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's happened on my top pond a couple of times, and it's happened on that particular pond about 4
Twice.
times. Yeah. Well,
thought-
the other 2 times wasn't so bad. It was noticed when it was just dropping, but it's completely drained twice. So, yeah.
So, yeah.
it's
There will be
time
some
to
content coming from
switch.
Daz's Koi Farm this weekend because we will be going down there. In fact, we will be, I'm going to say tomorrow morning, but it's not. It's Friday tomorrow, isn't it? Saturday morning, we will be on a road trip down to Daz's Koi Farm and we shall be doing some modifications and changing some bits and bats. I'm trying to make
Trying a
it.
bit of tech out as well. Got some GoPros to try out.
Yes. Yeah, we have. That's another thing and all, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Up and stuff. Lots coming. Up and stuff coming. Yeah. Any other? What you would say, Rick? Other than your I mean, yeah, definitely 100%. The amount of leaps and bounds that K1 media for surface area to other filter medias, it's crazy, isn't it? The amount that's on that stuff. It's nuts.
Yeah, I come from the days when Flocal were your bits of plastic pipe and whatever. That,
Yeah.
I fucking hated that
People
stuff.
still use them.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've seen them in filters.
They
That one
do,
knows
don't they,
what
Rick?
we're about.
We use them in certain places for void spaces or for where you want the water to flush through and not
Yeah, a
trap
bit
any
more
waste and
circulation.
whatever. But yeah, it's like it's the same. The technology moves forward, and you just got to use it in the right way to suit.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, the problem with the night it escapes pretty readily.
Of course.
Yeah.
Very
Like
easily.
miles down to get out. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, you can use it as a mechanical, it's static. You can use it in showers. You can use it in fluid beds. It's got
Yeah. Up flow filters, everything. Yeah.
it's
You
just
can
one of
use
those
it in your
game
flower bed,
changer for filtration.
in your lawnmower, because
Fish
it
can
ends up
chew on it.
in everywhere.
They do crush it up a bit, yeah. They tend to flatten it. I just squash it into little flat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've found a few pieces floating on top of my pond that have been squashed flat, and I'm thinking,
Yeah.
oh, that's how it got out. It must have been a crushed one that's just worked its way out. Like,
Yeah, just go through the pump and then it squashes it up.
My fish squash it up. The
Yeah.
fish, and they take it down. You watch them. They take a bit off the surface. Just go and spit it out, and it's flat.
Well, when you look at things like dog biscuits and that, they must crunch those up. They've got a fair set of gnashes on them, haven't they? They've got some power.
Down the back of their throat, yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
if
triangle
they
teeth.
take them, do them, and it's out again. It's like
Yeah.
I just
You
scoop them
want to
back
put your
up.
finger down there, that's for sure.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah. I mean, K1's probably one of the best step forwards. Obviously, there's other Helimex Live. I mean, there's lots of them now, but that shrinking the plastic media and making it sort of neutrally buoyant or whatever they call it, so it doesn't. Yeah, it's just one of those, isn't it? Good stuff.
Nip,
Yeah.
I'm not going to read that one out, Nip. You might want to rephrase that a little bit.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
No, that don't happen in my house. Don't know what happens at your house, but you don't get
But
anything
no,
with no choice.
it's
I'm
definitely not
intrigued. I
fucking
can't see the
con.
comment.
But
Definitely
apparently
not
the
a
bottom
fucking
drain will not
fiddler.
empty your pond because the filter in the take unless something in ground. But it's the
Yeah,
first
The
bit.
thing with the bottom
bit.
drain, most filters are higher, aren't they? So you draw them from the bottom, but the pipe works and your pump's higher. So you never really empty a pond with a bottom drain because you're pumping from a
Yeah,
different.
because you
Oh,
get
Yeah,
to
'cause
that equilibrium, won't you?
once it sucks air, you break
Yeah.
the siphon
That's-
anyway.
Fails
That's
safe.
the only bit
Let's
about
say-
those with the flexi hoses that I don't like. When you've got, when you know, like Danny had, when he had that disaster with that flexi that flexi elbow, that 90 a 90 or a sweat
Rubber
45,
boot.
Yeah,
the rubber
rubber
boots, and it popped off, and everything emptied out of his pond, didn't it? The whole
Yeah,
lot.
but you put a rubber boot on a bottom drain.
People do it though, don't they? Obviously. But yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
think they never move. It's quite common, yeah.
Yeah.
bit of
Quite well.
expansion, bit of swelling, pop
Yeah,
off.
and that's pretty much what happened in that case. Is where his filter out or his where he's got his tanks. It's warmed up inside. Things swelling up. It's moved the Jubilee clip, and then it's got cold. It's shrunk, and then things popped off.
Yeah, just gets a bit of back pressure and just pushes it off. Yeah.
Which is why at least twice a year I go round and check all my rubber boots with them.
Just to be safe than sorry, mate. Better to be safe than sorry, innit?
Yep.
Miss Tropical Koi says, if money was no object, what filtration setup would you all have?
Probably a drum filter.
The drum to fluid bed K1, I think, is probably the most efficient. It's just, showers, drum to a backy shower's good, but you got issues with the cooling and through the winter. If money's no object, it wouldn't be an issue because it'd be in a glass house and heated, wouldn't it? So
Yeah.
but yeah, a
Money
drum
was no object, yeah. And I tell you what,
Drum
I'd have
to
some
it,
bugger
yeah.
else build it for me too.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know so much about me. Don't know about
if
the
you
drums.
with a drum though, you don't your biological section will never need touching.
Yeah,
Literally.
true.
So you might have to do something with the drum once a month.
Yeah,
Just
a good service and maintenance on it.
Yeah,
And
because
Well,
those
yeah,
screens need cleaning, don't they?
You think the question, but then you forget the money's no object. So money's no object, so it don't make a difference, does it? You can pay Jeeves to do it. Yeah, clean my filter, sir. I shall enjoy the fish by the window.
My gin and tonic.
Yes. Fetch me my smoking jacket and glasses.
But yeah, for consistency of water quality and everything else, you just again that technology, the drum to K1 or backy shower is just kind of unbeatable, isn't it? So yeah.
Chris says Nexus all the time.
There you go.
Oh, Farmer Timus is on. Here he is.
Evening, Tony.
In fact, if money was no object, I'd just have a lake.
Yeah, but
massive
you can't
lake.
appreciate the fish in a lake, can you? Because you
No.
don't
Of course you can. You can go out in your boat and feed them.
scuba dive.
Yeah, swim with them.
That's fast. Won't get into-
Give one
Money no
beck off
object, it'd have to
massive,
be
great
a-
big UV sterilizer on it.
Be an indoor pond.
Money's no object. You keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Tony, you going for an indoor pond, are you?
I'd have an indoor pond.
Would you really?
Yeah, convert my lounge.
Convert my lounge. Sorry, love. Sofa's gone. We're having an indoor pond. Money's no object. Right, let's go. What was one of us others? Next one is from Famo Koi, as it happens. Who uses clay?
Good timing.
And if so, which one? And is it worth? Is it worth it? And what are the benefits? Who uses clay? Not
use
me.
it.
I've used clay.
I
The
know.
fish freaked out when I did it. They didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well,
I've used it and it just put a load of crap in the filter.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people say about fines in the water, don't they? I've got no idea what clay does to the water. All I do know is it sort of clogs up my bead filter in such a way that it makes it into such a fine filter. I don't get no fines until I clean the bead filter.
and then you get loads.
Pulls all the fines down.
It's a what's the word? Is it
It's
coagulant?
what's it
Or
called?
coagulant? Something like that. That's what the most
Flocculant.
are trying to do out there.
Flocculant. That's it.
Flocculant. That's it.
Yes.
I use
I've,
flock.
I've used Coy's Master's Advantage and I've used NT Labs. Now, when I used the NT Labs, it took about 3 days to clear and the fish really didn't like it. Coin Master's Advantage, when I used that, it took about 2 days to clear.
I didn't.
Didn't really see much difference in the fish with that one. But I have been using the Bacto Plus, not the Bacto Plus, the Bacto Clay, the Uzumi, whatever it.
The one in the green packet one that you got. It's like
It's like a white.
Yeah.
It,
white
it
bag,
was.
but it's got,
He told me to get it to mix it with my Munga mix,
yes.
Yeah,
but
he told me
I
to
put
do
it
that
in
as well.
as an actual clay, and that was clear within 24 hours, and I did notice a difference in the water.
I
Well-
put that, what's it called?
Mediclay.
No, it's the other stuff. Chris,
Bacto Plus, the Coin Master's Advantage.
Coin Master's Advantage. I put some of that
Not
in,
Fox.
and it was gone out of my pond in 6 hours.
Well, I used Bacto Plus day before yesterday. Actually, I put it in at 6 o'clock in the evening, and it was clear in the morning.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But should do it. But
Yours
Stuff
then
clay-
my B filter takes it out.
yeah, it's got stuff in it. It's good. The Back to Plus one is good. It definitely has an effect on certain pigments in fish skin, and stuff in the water that, especially tired ponds, it does add stuff to the water. But obviously, compared to the clay we use off a farm, which is a completely different. Yeah. If I can put clay from our farm in a pond, and it will stay clay color forever. It will be just suspends. And clay's magic, isn't it? Different types of clay would do different things. So,
My fish didn't like it when I put it in. Man, they were all jumping out, topping out, thrashing around, jumping. They went nuts. As soon as it all cleared up, I mean, it did get the water clear, and it did make them they kind of popped for about 24 hours and then just went back to normal. It did seem to brighten the skin quality up a lot.
yeah,
but
so
they didn't like
the
it.
Bacto Plus clay is in the Munger mix. You can feed it, and you're feeding it to the fish, so you're getting benefits from it. Not to do with the water clarity or the water column. You're doing it a different way.
But when I used it, unlike Gaz's fish going crazy, mine just all went to the bottom. And then within an hour or two, they were up and fine, swimming in the cloudy water. Next morning, it's clear.
Yeah, the thing you'll find is some fish, if you change an environment, so if you've got a clear pond and you put the clay in, that cloud of clay will move and the fish will respond to it and stay away from it and start going mad because it's a change of environment. Some of our ponds, you put an air stone in and they hate it because they're not used to that. But as soon as they get used to it, they're fine. You take it out, they go mad, they'll start jumping. So every time you change the environment, it will trigger a
I think
different
that's
response.
more what it was really than anything. I don't think it was irritating them as such. I just think they were a bit freaked out with it because when I put it in, I poured it in at the bottom end by the flow, and as it progressively moved along the pond, they all
The fish
swam
moved
away from
away.
it. Yeah, it was cool to watch. But then when it got to them, they all come like jumping over top of it, like, and I was like, oh God, I'm going to end up with fish jumping out of you. But I haven't used it since the new pond. I might give it another go just for shits and giggles, but see if they do it on a longer pond.
Yeah.
As they all
Film it
swim
this
away.
time, Gaz.
Yeah, it was cool to watch, but it just made me think: is that something that they're not liking, and they're not, and it's reacting with them, or is that? But now you say that, it's probably just the environmental change, the same as Chris and Rob had, where they put the pipe in for the fish to be able to get shelter from. And fish got pissed off and sulked at it, didn't they? And didn't like it. The minute she removed it, they instantly changed their behaviour again and started cruising around and swimming around. It was almost like, the difference in environment spooked them enough to make them sulk a little bit.
It's funny
maybe it was more
Rick
that.
said about an air stone. My fish sort of don't change their how they are whenever I turn my bottom drain air dome on or off. They don't like it at first when it goes on. Then they're
Vincent's do
fine.
the same.
They go all the way around it, and then when I turn it off, they don't like it. They just go to the bottom until they get used to it, and then after an hour or two, they're fine. This just changes, isn't it?
Mine really don't like air coming off that bottom drain.
Yours did big circles around it, didn't they? Avoided the whole centre of his pond continuously.
Yeah.
Just didn't like
I
it
did
at all.
my Munger pond and put an air stone at the end where I fed them, and they wouldn't even come for food for days. I had to take the air back out. They would not come out that end of the pond. It was like, what's going on? Took the air back out. 10 minutes later, they're back there chomping for food again. They just don't like it.
Yeah, but when you think about it, when whales are hunting, they make like a ring of air bubbles, don't they? That contains the fish. Fish don't like swimming through the air bubbles.
No.
So I suppose it's the same for your koi.
Unless they're in Mr. Tropical Koi's pond. They swim into bubbles in his and just go, wait. They come back, swim out and go, Wait, just proper flies them up in air. Watching them do it when we were on Dave's Live a week.
But yeah, going back to the clay, I mean, you need to know why you adding the clay. What are you adding it for? If you've got a pond where you know the mineral content's low, then yes, clay is beneficial. If you're trying to enhance the sumi in the fish, then you can use certain clays will help the black pigment come up. You need to know what you're using it for. There's no point just chucking it in and going, "Oh, my pond's clear for a day." There's 20 quid gone.
Yeah.
Your filters are blocked or whatever, because it does. Yeah, there's places for everything, and why you want to use it and what clay you're going to use will have benefits in different places.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Dave's just said there, cheers, Gaz, for the plug. Hey, I really enjoyed being on show last Friday. Oh, sorry, should I say last Saturday? Mike can't remember it because come the morning after, mate, he were hanging out of his arse. He was bad. He was rough as hell. Went back to Mike's in the morning after stopping in this lovely Castle Hotel. And then went back there the following morning, and I'm going around doing bits and bats of jobs. And his wife made us a lovely English breakfast. He took one look at my English breakfast and went green in face and ran out. It wasn't good at all. It was funny. But I do think, Dave, you should do a live for longer instead of coming. Start earlier. Start at 7. Do it for longer because I think people were enjoying it. I was anyway.
Well, you had a few. You had a few, didn't you, Gaz?
Yeah, we did. We had a few. Yeah, we did have.
Yeah, but what I was going to say to Ricky is, if the clay has got a benefit, when do you decide to use it? What are the criteria to use it? I mean, I've never really used it myself. I put some in the other day because I happen to have a bag that I got to put in the Munga mix.
Yeah, but so for example, you're going to take your fish to a show. So in 3 months beforehand, if you start using like the Bacto Plus one with high silica, if you use that in the food, then you'll start to encourage it. The slime coat will get better, the sumi will come up, they'll look bright. So you condition them up for a point in time to look their best. You can't maintain that particularly forever. It's kind of when you want them to be best for a certain point that you can use, or you might find, like I say, that your water, you just need to add clay once a month because you've got crap water that's got no mineral content. And by adding it monthly, you find that the fish are just look better continually. If you stop doing it, then you find that, their appetite drops off, the skin quality drops off. And every environment, every pond's different. And you've got to weigh out the pros and cons of it. Forums and places like this where you can talk to people and say, well, I use this clay and my pond stayed coloured for a week and it was clogged my filter. But actually, when it did clear, the benny on the fish and the skin was amazing. And we think, well, actually, that's something I could perhaps use and utilise before a show, before I want them to look their best. Beforehand, a month before or whatever, you're aware of what you're doing. There isn't. Everyone will have slightly different opinions, and every pond's are slightly different. But there is certain, like I say, clay is just ground up rock, basically, isn't it? And it's different. Every type of clay from every part of the world is different. Even in this country, we used to use ponds up in Laos, and all the ponds, it was like a rock clay, just completely different to the clay we've got, like a green clay. And the fish were different in it. The way the pond's coloured up, how the colours on the fish, how the different varieties, we got there, and our fish would be different to the fish up there. And you're like, well, they're the same fish, and it's just a different clay. The different mineral content has affected different pigments differently. Yeah, you have to work with that. I think, well, this is better for that. This is better for someone else. Trial and error. You might put clay in your pond and just think, well, what a waste of time and throwing away money. If you're using a good food and the fish are good and your water's good, you might not need it. Yeah. All I can say is we use quite a lot of it for different reasons. We use our own clay for colouring the water. It's basically a water treatment for the ammonia levels, for getting the warmth in the water from the sun. We use it for a specific reason, which is not a reason that anyone that's got a koi pond would ever want to use it for. You'll never see a fish again. But the Bacto Plus I use as well for a completely different reason. And I can say hand on heart that does have an effect on the fishes. When you feed it to them, it does have an improvement in the sumi. The appetite, the sumi the condition, the mucus condition, all improve when they're on it, when they're not on it.
You know, when people say about with clays like, oh, it's clogged my filter up, isn't that really a good thing, the fact that it's got all that crap out of your water to clog your filter up? Because it's not just the clay that's clogging, is it? It's all the rest that it's
Pulled in with it.
yeah,
Pulled
it's
in,
all the
is
rest
whatever.
of the fines that are floating around in there, isn't it? That's bound together. So it's really a
If you've
good
got-
thing that it does clog your filter up in a sense, because all right, you have to clean it, but you're pulling that crap out of the water column, aren't
Doing
you?
its job, yeah.
Yeah.
To a point, yeah. But then if it's 20 quid and then within 24 hours it's back to square one, you're not really, you're gaining such a short term for that amount of money. You need to change something else.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be that much debris to be pulling out all the time or whatever.
Yeah.
If I say it's all, each clay is going to be different, and you need to know what you want to use it for. You know, you can chuck it in and just go, well, my water looks better the next day. Is that enough? Is that enough for the fish happier? Are you getting any change? You know, but if you gear it towards something, and you know what that particular brand of clay does to your pond and the fish, then yeah, it has its place.
I think going back to filter systems as well, it depends what filter system you're running, because if you do run a drum, it'll take the clay out in no time at all.
Yeah.
And so you've wasted your time completely with it.
Yeah, but you find most people that run drums
Bypass.
and put clay in, they run a bypass system
Yeah.
for a number of hours, so that the clay actually stays suspended in the water column for longer. Fire up the drum again after it's been in a certain period of time.
But yeah, again, it depends on the type of clay. Some clay would go through a drum screen. Yeah, 30 microns.
Depends on the size of
Some would go
microns
through
of
it.
the
Like
screen.
our clay would go straight through a drum. You wouldn't never know any different. It would just stay clay. The drum wouldn't take it out. But other clays that flocculate algae and other particles become bigger masses, and the drum will take it out. But again, it's taking out stuff from the water. But if you're feeding the clay to the fish, it's never going in the water as such until it's coming out the other end as waste anyway. So you've got different uses for what you're trying to achieve. You're trying to use clay to do the water. You're trying to use clay to do something with the fish.
I mean,
It's not
as
our
Gary
clay's
Webb
any
said
good.
there as well, I mean, with fines in your water, you are forever really a never-ending battle, aren't you? Because there's more you're feeding them, the more waste they're producing, the more fines end up back in your water again. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it is a never-ending battle, but a battle that needs to be fought nonetheless.
But if you find that you've perhaps got an issue, if you just change the diet, you might find that you just solve that issue.
Yeah.
Period. Or by adding clay to the food, you might find you solve that problem. You know, it depends. That stuff's got to come from somewhere, and different foods, different diets, different stock densities, different additives will all have an effect on it. So
Oh, there's a good question from Gavin here for you as well, Rick. With the Munger mix, you state the softened pellets are easier to digest. Would it be beneficial to soften pellets as standard, i.e. to soak any pellets before feeding, making it always easier to digest?
yes, yeah, but again, it's that added time. They need to be softened 6 hours before feeding or whatever, and with the right amount of water. So it's the softened food is better. They can take it much easier. But if you go too far the other way, you'll be losing the quality of the food. And if you don't soak it enough, it's just one of those things. A small amount of water, that pellet's going to rot very quickly. So you can only do what you need for a day or two. So you need to know how much you're going to use and do it with the right amount of water for the food to make it the right texture. You don't want it breaking down and losing all the, with koi foods, they spend all that time putting vitamin C and all the other stuff in it that's really water soluble. So with too much water, you're taking out a lot of the nutrients.
Yeah.
So you've got to be, which is why I tried on the video, the Munger mix is X amount of water to X amount of the powder to X amount of food. And you end up with almost like a soft rubberized pellet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll just consume at a faster rate than they will normal pellets.
Yeah, so only prepare in small quantities, really.
If you can do it daily, you can add a chore
Do
on
it
it.
daily,
If
do it
you've got
daily.
5 minutes every day, it's another 5 minutes. You've got human nature to do enough for 2 days or 3 days. And after 3 days, if you ain't got it in the fridge, it's going off.
They don't
Yeah.
need dents quick either, do they? Because they're not wearing the teeth down.
I used to soak pellets in pure orange juice and feed them the following day.
So adding a bit of vitamin C back in.
Yeah.
Richard asks, so would 12 hours of clay be long enough to benefit sumi development? Depends on the type of clay whether or not it benefits sumi development or not, I would imagine, wouldn't it?
But yeah, if like with the sumi, it's like the silica's in the clay, which if you feed it to them in the food, like in the munga mix, is going in, they're digesting it, they're going to absorb it a lot faster than if you've got it in the water column. So in the water column, it might take 6 months for them to be taking it on board. Whereas if you're feeding it to them, you're getting it through them much quicker. So, but again, that's not just, it's not, each clay is slightly different. And some clays you might feed and they can't digest it, and it's just going to come out. So again, all the clays can't come under sort of one umbrella, perhaps, as some are water conditioners. The Bacto Plus one can be used either way. It's got beneficial stuff from to digest, beneficial stuff to go in the water. Yeah. I just think
Skeggy says they are now drum-friendly clays that are ground finer as well.
Ooh.
Asterix says, so adding clay, would you still have the filter system running, or do you switch them off for a while and then switch it back on again? No.
Leave it all
I think
running.
it'd be running.
Just leave everything running. At the end of the day, yeah, you just don't stress about it. You just leave it running. And again, like I say, if you're adding it to the water, then it's going to get taken out. And again, it depends on the type of filter. If you go old school, people just run sand filters. Now that will take clay out pretty much as it enters it. It's just going to block it. Whereas drums, some clays will go through drums. Drums take some out because you've got more, finer screens on them. If you're going to add clay, just add it and see where you're going. But obviously, the two types of clay we mainly use are one for the water, which is our own clay for specific reasons, and the one we generally feed to the fish because it gets the product where we want it in the concentration where we want it, not so much for the water.
Chris Taylor asks again, Ricky, when you soften the food, do you shorten the shelf life?
Yeah, from about 6 months to 2 days. So that's where you do small amounts.
Yeah.
You just soften. That's what you were saying with mixed daily if you can.
Yeah. Don't soften the whole bag.
No, mouldy for a start.
Go mouldy quicker as well, I would imagine.
All 15 kilograms of it.
Yeah. But to be fair, so once you obviously, if you're going to add something to soften the food, you're going into the realms of what I use as the munga mix. Is just adding additives to a food which you can gain benefits from, be it vitamin C with orange juice or carrot powder or whatever, to colour enhancers to stuff to. You're just then opening the ballpark to do exactly what we're doing to make the food better in one way or another for what you're trying to achieve.
Last question from the one that we've had coming in on the channel, as in my channel, which is, excuse me, Jigs' Mountain View Koi Pond says, where can I get one of those big koi calendars? LOL. And I'm guessing one of those is, you mean like Phil from Telford Koi Pond has, where he's made pictures out of them because the calendar sized photos.
Quenny Koi do them. I've had it from Quenny Koi.
Yeah.
You go, when the season's starting, sort of March time or whatever, they normally have them on the counter in there.
Yeah.
Or
Those
just do
and
type large calendars, koi calendars.
A lot of the big farms in Japan do them, like Sakai will have them done, and you'll have, they're quite common out there. So any dealer that goes out there can bring them back.
Yeah.
Or make their own.
Oh, that helps, Jigs. That's the last of the questions that we've got. Has anybody else got any questions they would like to ask the panel from yourselves out there?
We got any Newcastle fans in the house? That was a result last
Not
night.
a bad place.
Newcastle, good result.
Yeah, Mal from Aquarium Delirium, he's a Newcastle United supporter.
And he was on the live. He was on the thing last night. Was he at the game?
Yeah. He forewent the second half of his football match just to do the live
There you
yesterday
go.
night.
Aquarium Daily. There you go. Is there? Yeah.
I used to like a nice Newcastle brown ale, but I haven't had one of them for years.
Newcastle brown
The
ale.
only problem with Newcastle brown ale was the fucking hangover the next morning.
Yeah, it did go straight to your head. Must admit, I like brown ale, but Newcastle, that was one of the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Man's brown ale was nice.
The Nuki Brown used to come with the pop-off lid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a taller bottle.
Yeah.
Looked like the old-fashioned milk bottle, like the sterilised milk bottles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going back now.
Yeah.
Jim says there, my stepson has autism and got a thing about dates, loves calendars, loves koi, so definitely got to get him one. There you go, mate. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you should be able to pick one up from there then.
Yeah.
A question again from Richard says, how does Rick actually put clay on food? Is it as simple as damping the food with water and sprinkling it on and mix?
You need to watch his vid.
Yeah, well, I just generally add whatever powders I'm putting into the amount of water I'm using to make it into a slurry. Then add that to the pellets and let them absorb it.
Just enough consistency to make it so that it gives it a good coating and then allow it to soak in.
Yeah, it generally soaks in and makes it just a nice rubbery. The pellet's still a pellet. It's softer, slightly bigger and softer.
There is.
We worked it out at one litre of pellets to 100 ml of water to 20 ml of powder.
No, I can't remember.
Yep.
I was just going to say, it's definitely on your channel, Vince, on the video with the link to it for the Munga mix, which is obviously the same ratio would work for most.
You could do the same with the clay as well.
Any clays and wet, yeah.
That's the powdered health food as well as the clay mixed, isn't it?
Will's Kai says, where's the alcohol, guys? Water, coke and tea? Well, it's school night, isn't it? So,
school night.
I mean, I might jump on a Saturday night and do a Saturday night live. Bring out the
0%.
0% beer from Daz. He's on the hard stuff tonight.
Bad, isn't it? I'm on sports.
Always cherry coke.
Do you think I'll get sent for free goods?
And you get the biggest cup you can possibly find. It's as big as your head. In fact, let's see how big that cup is. Just put it on top of your head.
Them cups are huge, them Sports Direct ones.
They are big, aren't they? They're like a pint cup near enough, them, aren't they?
That'll be a pint. Yeah. Evening, Crafty.
I bet that's cleaner than the one at the shop, though, isn't it, Rick?
House mug, innit?
Congrats on the 5 stars, Crafty.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm glad that's over, like.
You fucking blanked that well, didn't you?
Mate, it's a lot of hard work in that, mate. Contrast to belief of a video I've seen recently. It don't just take two sides of an A4 piece of paper to get a pet shop license. Well, it does, but there's different levels of standards. If you're operating a small business, then the requirements are going to be less. There's be sake pot all over the floor. When you're operating a large establishment with staff and 500 people coming through the door, there's a lot more to take into consideration. So, there's means to an end. If you've got 4 ponds in your garden, you're not going to need major policies in place to look after 3,000 fish. When you've got 60 ponds and you've got another 9,000 litres in tanks, and you've got 9 different filter systems and 3, 4, 5 different types of fish, invertebrate, amphibian. You know, laugh out loud, Chris. That's right. But you know, it's just going back on. Don't always believe on stuff that comes out. You know, you can get a pet shop license, and if you want a 3-star license, it's a 1 year job. A 5-star license, you get interrogated massively on absolutely everything that you do, especially when you're operating a multi-million-pound business. You know, it's like, is a cafe going to have the same policy in place as what you would find in a Michelin star restaurant? No. Everything will be completely different on a different scale. So I'm just putting things into perspective, guys, just so you're aware.
Let me know what you think to this new ticker.
Ticker.
That's quality.
So I'll mess about a bit, put some new ones on. I am actually thinking about putting a couple of these on with channels that come on, channels that subscribe to us, channels that come through and would like to have a mention. Hit me up, send me a message, and I will put your details in for a ticker to go across the bottom, so people can also get another way of growing their channels as well, just by giving you a little bit of an advertisement as well.
Yeah, just want to. I was listening in the car because I've literally just walked in from work. So,
fuck off! You don't work.
Been up Coy wholesale messing about all week, and yeah, that's
Yeah,
not
innit?
just
Yeah.
yesterday. That's what I mean. I had to
Harvest.
catch up on what I lost yesterday, didn't I? So,
Yeah.
on the clay side of life, it's just such a. It's one of them, in my opinion, personal opinion. It's a must for a pond, and I agree with what Rick says. You've got to have an understanding of what it achieves. You know, personally, I like the Mediclay stuff in my own personal pond because it really does add so much to the water, because you can look at the water and see it sparkle once there's been the correct dose put in. And I'm going to
get that effect with glitter though too.
Yeah, you could, mate, but it's the only way of polishing up a turd, isn't it? Rolling it in glitter. But you know, in honesty, when you see your water shine, that you can see a difference in the quality of your water. I personally have to put NT Labs in once every 2 weeks because I like to see my water with a sparkle, and that's the only reason. But in the summer, I extend the dose because I've got such a south-facing garden that the water gets so much sunlight that the algae blooms, and it helps keep that algae growth back as well. On the other part of it, Bacto Plus, I have seen really just have the biggest difference with fish, and especially the sumi as well. So, sweet. Cheers for that, Al. Appreciate it, buddy. So the dose part is where people tend to go wrong and how they mix it. Okay. I see people with a shaker mix up a certain dose and they will find themselves with a gloop in the bottom of the tub and they'll put that in the pond. All right. That's not the best way of doing it. I'll give you a user tip. If you can get a paint stirrer that you can put into the end of a drill, right?
That's how I do mine.
Absolutely demolish it. It saves your arms and your back when you get old, like you, Tone. And
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to trigger than what it is to shake your arms about.
Yeah.
And secondly, it dissolves it a lot better. I personally put it straight into the pond. I've seen people put it in through their filter. And I think if you put it straight into the pond, like the bit where it goes backwards, and like what you say, as you do see the fish back up when it comes through your inlets. Fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, because that ain't getting done this side of Christmas, is it?
If you whack it over the top of your pond, it literally changes the water so fast. With NT Labs, if you use a lesser dose, it's there for conditioning the water. That's what its job is, and it states that. However, it does promote better digestion as well. However, if you use a 200 gram mix of it, as per the dosing instructions,
No pussies on this channel, please.
it's supposed to
Sorry,
help.
channel.
Just got to stroke my pussy.
It's supposed to help with the fish's recovery from illness. So it's always worth looking at after you have a harsh treatment to try and get rid of a multitude of parasites. Put that in and see how your fish come back, because there's lots and lots to it. But I am with Rick. Different clays do different things. There, Aakash. I was listening in myself. But it's whisking it up like that makes a difference as well.
Yeah. I've got a little mixer that you use for mixing out fiberglass resin.
Okay. Yeah, perfect, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just go straight into the cordless. Job done. Bang in the pond.
Oh, you can always pop to the kitchen and borrow your wife's cake mixer as well. That does a good job.
I used to do, man. That's what I did use.
The NutriBullet.
Done.
Same thing, isn't it?
It's the kind of thing DT would do.
Nice. Okay, so something that I used to use when fishing was a pellet pump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard about adding water to like Rick's mix and whatnot, and somebody at the shop uses a pellet pump rather than buy sinking pellets.
Yeah.
Is that going to have a detrimental effect on delivering the food to the cart? Is pumping water through it, are you going to lose anything by doing that? I don't know. It's something that I think is actually quite an interesting way of being able to deliver just a small amount of pellets to the pond rather than mixing up a big tub, you know?
The whole thing with a pellet pump is it literally is like a reverse vacuum. So it sucks all the air out of the tub, which then forces the water into the pellet, thus making it sink.
So what happens to all the vitamin and everything that is put into that pellet? Does it get lost in that process?
Should still be in there.
I wouldn't have thought so.
I just put my hand in bag and throw it on top of pond. And
Yeah, me too. But people are different, aren't they, Cass? You know.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a lot of people do some complicated stuff.
you want sinking pellet. You're going to have to pay a bit more money.
Yeah, I agree with that. But if that does, drawing it through gives you a little bit more of a sinking ratio that you can mix in with your normal food. Because I really would like to have. Yeah,
that was how I used to do my orange juice in the pellet pump.
By drawing it through one of those pumps.
Creating a vacuum.
And it was literally like a Tupperware tub, and you've got a special little thing on the top, and you've got this little pump. You literally just push on it, pump, and it just sucks all the air out, and then forces the juice into the pellet.
Yeah.
Which
as long as
takes
there's
up
no
the air
excess
voids and then it
moisture,
sinks.
then you're not losing anything from the food, are you? You're just adding that liquid to the food.
Into the pellet.
Whatever the liquid is.
You know.
So it's kind of what I do, but in a quickened version, I suppose. That's the answer to it.
You know, to me, I think it's something that we overlook, the simplicity behind it. You know, the fact I used to use it when I used to go into fishing matches and whatnot. I'd pump a bag full of pellets, so I had hook pellet that I knew sink that just didn't float on the surface, you know. So you'd find your sinkers over your floaters even after. But, you know, when you're looking at sake sinking, you've got to buy a 20-kilo bag and it costs a bloody lot more when you can literally do something that takes 30 seconds and be able to achieve the same thing.
Yeah, well, as long as you're only putting the...
Well, you get off my stomach.
Sitting in liquid, and it'd be the same thing. You could, like I do in my stuff, that liquid is all going into the pellet.
Yeah.
And to be fair, the soaked pellet becomes a lot less buoyant anyway. You could take it a step further, a bit more liquid, give it a squeeze, and some of it will sink.
Yeah.
And you get that sort of. But the more the structure of the pellet's broken, the quicker it will start releasing its vitamins and minerals into the water. So the sealed pellet's ideal because everything they eat stays where it's supposed to. You start getting it too wet and getting it where the pellet's breaking down, you're going to start losing some of that and creating more waste for it. So it's a balance, getting the right consistency.
Yeah, it just got something in my head that maybe people have overlooked. Being able just few pellet in a pump straight into your normal sort of feeding routine. Job's a good one. Like you're introducing a sinking pellet as well as a floating.
So there's none of
From a
that.
sinking pellet, you find that the fish prefer it. So
Yeah.
quite often, as soon as sinking pellet's going in, the bulk of the fish want to go down the bottom. So you're not getting to see them feed, which is one of the best bits of having koi. They all want to feed off the bottom, and then they'll come and clear up stuff off top later in not such a nice manner. But
none of this, you can only use it when hand feeding, because none of that you can put in a auto feeder. It just jam it all up.
yeah, you don't want to even.
Yeah, but obviously, there's pros and cons to everything. You're only ever going to be able to hand feed that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, but yeah, no, I agree. I think sinking pellet's got its place. Especially if you've got over competitive fish trying to fight for food and they're climbing over each other and you're damaging your koi. It's good to be able to give a split, to get them to actually move down and up at the same time.
I've noticed with the food that I feed it only has 4% or 5% sinking food mixed in.
Yeah.
And when I first started feeding it, all the little ones used to get the sinking. And I think now the little ones don't really get much of a look in, especially with that kahaka that I got from Ucrafter, because that just whizzes around everywhere, catches everyone that drops, and then they're all up to the top. But
typical kahaku, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost like
eating machine.
The little ones showed them that there was something else going on, because the little ones always used to get the sinking stuff first. And now all the big ones just nail it before anything else gets a chance to even have a look in. But again, they've just swapped positions now. The little ones are at the top feeding while the big ones are just, But I wouldn't mind feeding a bit more sinking though, just to get that.
What about
the way
dissolving a multivitamin into your water and then soaking that in your pellets?
Yes.
Going down Munga Mix Road, really. It's the same
thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. You just adding stuff.
There's a lot of scope to mess about with in that field, really, when you think about it. You can add spirulina powder and all sorts of your water.
It's in there. It's in there.
Yeah. Some food. What if in your food?
I need to do a trade with you, Rick, anyway.
A trade?
Yeah. A few policies.
For a week.
A few policies for some Munga Mix.
All right, then. I've got to get some more bits
It's done, isn't it? It's done.
What I was going to say, because Crafty just said about fish climbing over one another to get at the food and whatnot. With an auto feeder, what I found the best way of stopping that from happening is mine discharges straight over the top of where an air stone is. It just fires all the pellets out across the pond before the fish can get to it.
But they'll still climb, mate. They'll go to the first.
They're definitely still climbing Tony's pond. He's got that many in there. That's
Yeah,
the reason why Tony's...
But you say that though, Crafty.
There's room for more.
Ricky's got some new feeders that he's using down the farm, and they fire it straight out in front, and there was no frantic charging over the top of each other to get to the pellets.
They're better than our clockwork ones in the fact that they'll spread over 6 or 8 foot rather than straight down in one heap.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But 6 or 8 foot's not gonna. That's gonna feed next door's garden, isn't it?
It just spreads the fish out.
Yeah, I mean that's good, man. That is, I'm just talking in a sense that if people haven't got auto feeders and they're hand feeding, that's what's going to happen. I mean, even with an auto feeder, like some of the auto feeders that dispense straight down.
That's what mine does.
Yeah, you see, you've got to think outside the box for that. I mean, the JBLs, they spread to 0.5 meter or a meter, and they scatter as well, which are really good.
But by discharging straight down on that air stone, it just shoots out everywhere.
So that again.
Well, mine discharges straight down, but exactly over where there's an air stone, and that air just pushes it out
Yeah, to
all
the
over the
side.
pond. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's a known way of splitting your fish to stop them climbing, especially in the shop, especially because they're so competitive for food the whole time. I see fish literally like crowd surfing.
Yeah.
You ain't getting to it, then whoa, But yeah, it's all good, man.
That's what you want, though,
Anybody
isn't
got
it?
any
To
more
some
questions
degree.
you'd like to ask? Sorry, mate. Go on.
Well, it's all good when you want those fish to come to, especially if a shop. When you walk to a tank, if those fish come to see you, people want to buy them because they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my, look at that one, look at that one." But
Yeah.
if you go to the
Sales
tank and they'll
technique,
buy it on the filter,
You know what I mean? You throw an handful in and they climb over each other. It's like, oh, look, oh, that one's amazing. Let's have that. Yeah, it's 20 grand, that one. Oh, I don't want that one.
But yeah, again, it's the same thing. They will damage themselves. We've had a lot of problems. We had to take all the clockwork feeders off our mud ponds because the damage we were getting, and it was more not so much they're getting such massive balls that they damage themselves on each other, but you get ducks and stuff sitting under them, and the ducks scratching them, literally splitting fins, and just because they've got little claws on their feet. The ducks.
Yeah.
The hook comes down, the fish come up, the ducks are on top of the fish in the air. And it's just, it just gets absolute nightmare. So all the feeders had to come off.
See, that's the difference between a pond and a fishery, isn't it? Or a farm. Those different sort of problems that you encounter, man. That's not something I'd even would have thought about.
No, well, yeah. It's a problem for us.
Yeah. I've seen some nice, I see some nice New Forest koi yesterday.
Did you?
Nice little ones, man. Yeah, they look pucker.
Good stuff.
Will's
Which
question is,
ones are those?
I don't know, mate. I don't know what they were. I just knew they were New Forest.
Will's koi has got a question for us. He says, question, when adding a new koi, do we have to PP it?
No.
No, you can put it in your quarantine tank, Will.
If you haven't got a quarantine pond, would it be advisable to PP it?
Depends where it's coming from, but yeah, probably. Or
Yeah.
Either that or silk bath.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, do two different things, don't they?
Yeah, but
regime.
some people aren't happy using PP, whether it be a dip or in the pond. So next safest option is a silk bath.
Yeah.
No, I'm not poo-pooing it, Vince, but it's like you do one or the other and they do different things, And at the salt concentrate in a dip that people would put in like for 20 minutes, a lot of the time their salinity rate's not going to even be powerful enough to even do anything to a parasite. But what it will do is give it a little bit of a lift and relieve the stress prior to adding it into a pond. So, but with a PP, you're looking to give it a bit of shock treatment on any sort of parasite that may be on the fish. So, there's different means to an end to it. A salt bath is not always going to kill anything off, especially for this short amount of time that they're introduced into the water.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So Will said,
I read on a bottle of acroflavin the other day, it can be used for adding new fish to your pond. So I assume you treat your pond with acroflavin just as you're going to add new fish, but I don't know what benefit that gives really. It's on the bottle.
Aquaflavin's
I don't like
antibiotic treatment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how would an antibiotic
Aquaflavin
treatment
is
kill
very
parasites?
powerful. A very powerful chemical.
Antibacterial.
Yeah.
It does say
But
that on the
it
bottle.
says
then.
antibacterial and antibiotic on the bottle.
Yes.
Yeah. It does.
It does. I read it quite recently.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only,
Well,
it's only sort of fallen out of usage a lot, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think that's because it turns your water such a horrible colour for so long you can't get this shit out.
Yeah. And you've got to
Dyes
do a
it
full
like Hulk's
change.
piss, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottle stuff you buy is about a tenth the strength of the powder.
Yeah, yeah.
We used to get the powder, and my God, yeah, that was something else.
Well, but that's why I asked. Scary shit for me to PP. Salt bath it is. Right, so if you're going to do a salt bath then, Will, what ratio are you going to do a salt bath at? For it to be effective to do what you want it to do, what are you going to do it at?
I mean, Rick, 3 ounces to a gallon.
A different view to me. I mean, that's my view. It's like it all depends on personal preference as well.
See, to me, I mean, I know where you're getting that fish from, mate, and at the end of the day, that fish has come from a reliable source, and I would say 100% you should be bang on, you should be right for it, because I trust George and I trust his shop and I use him myself, mate. If it was somewhere else and I didn't trust it, then I would always PP it, and that's just to make sure. I mean, that ain't going to prevent anything bacterial. At the end of the day, that's in the fish. It's coming regardless. If you've got it, you've got it. But if you're unsure parasite-wise, and if you don't want to have to treat your pond, you can take out some of parasites with PP. You ain't going to take out flukes, but you will take out trick and costia.
Yeah.
That saves you doing 2 types of treatment. If you PP your fish, that salt ain't going to do unless you're treating it to the right ratio. So you say it's scary, you can kill a fish with salt just as easy as you can with PP if you're doing it wrong.
Not the right dose.
Yeah, get the dose wrong, it's just as scary as shit. I mean, guarantee you'll kill it if you get it wrong.
But what I will say is that PP used correctly is a great weapon to have in your arsenal.
Yeah, I like PP.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It can really cut back on your medical bills if you. The chemicals are so bloody expensive now.
Yeah,
the bigger the pond, the bigger the outlay.
Yeah.
If you get good with PP, it can really, really, really cut hundreds of pounds down to 20 quid.
Yeah.
You know, you've just got to have confidence and be methodical and get used to what you can and can't do with it. You know, oxygen is key, and the correct dosage is key. It's you can overdose with any chemical. It's just that because it's more widely used, people have more confidence in using it. You know, all you're doing is putting an additive into water and then adding that into your pond. And you can buy like permanganate in a bottle already done. And all they've done is that for you, but they charge you a massive amount of tax on it just because they've done that for you.
Concentration is different to what you will get in crystal form as well.
But for somebody who's not au fait with it and not comfortable with it, it's far easier to do a treatment with potassium permanganate in a bottle that's pre-mixed, because it tells you 36 litres to 10 millilitres for a 30-minute PP bath, which can be done daily. So to use it as it said on the instruction with air, it's a good safe bet to make sure that you've got no nasties coming in, that it will kill off. Yeah, it takes out some element of the risk.
Yeah.
If you're doing the pond, it's important you have your hydrogen peroxide ready too.
No, not if you do. Yes, if you're doing it with your pond, 100%. I mean, I still haven't, and as Will says, it scares the shit out of him. It does. That scares the shit out of me, and I still haven't done it yet. I have never ever trekked my pond with PP. I would like to learn or have somebody with me comfortably to say, right, this is your literage, this is a good dosage, this is a safe bet, this is what we need, this is a stage where we bang in the hydrogen peroxide.
Okay,
At
so
this
with
stage
the
now
HP,
everything's hunky-dory.
But HP does not need to be used in a pond. Okay, it's there to reverse the effects of what PP does in the case that fish start showing signs of becoming a little bit wobbly. Okay, so on hydrogen peroxide, when you PP, you'll see that you get quite a large bubble and brown scum appear, where it's working the magic, basically.
Yeah, it's oxidizing.
Thank you. I'm trying to think of the word in my head there. Right, but you don't need to put the HP in just because your water's gone that colour. Naturally, that colour will come back to your pond, and it's actually, from my understanding, speaking to certain individuals, that part of the PP process is one of the best parts for actually ridding trick out of your fish. Okay, so people sometimes will treat HP into their pond far too quickly just
Yeah, you
because
don't.
they need to add it, and you don't.
You don't need it. It's
No, but people,
in case.
yeah,
Yeah,
in case. But what
if
people will
shit
do is
goes
they will
wrong,
add it just for the fact of turning the water from brown to gin clear again, and it
No, you
does
don't need to do that.
a matter of minutes. You know,
it's
if you
more
put
of a
it
case
like
of
that.
if shit starts going wrong, hydrogen peroxide and PP, potassium permanganate, mixed together create oxygen.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that instantly boosts the oxygen levels back into your pond. And hydrogen peroxide is also a bleaching agent which clears the liquid and makes it go translucent again.
Yeah.
That's the process of what it does. It doesn't remove the potassium permanganate from your pond until the two elements combine together, does it? So
Right.
once they combine together, it creates oxygen.
But the
I mean-
biggest thing you've got to do is get your water volume right in the first place.
Yeah.
Don't ever guess it.
You know, and the other thing is that it states on the packet to do a 12-hour dosage. Okay, it's not a requirement, but I shouldn't say this, but I will, right? Because this is what I practice. This is not what I advise. What I practice myself on my own pond. I will give a dose of PP, and I'll just let that run its course. I won't try and keep the water purple. On day one, I will always put a PP treatment in and let it run its course. And the reason for that is because the PP is actually battling against the organics in the pond. Right, a lot of the power of the treatment is taken up through the organics.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next day, what I will then do is add another dose on day two. If I'm trying to hit fluke, for example, it's a lot cheaper to be able to use PP to rid fluke, but you've got to be prepared to put the work in and have confidence in what you're doing. So on day two, I will hit the pond again, and you will see the time frame that your water stays purple to go in brown lengthens. And then I do the same on day three if I'm doing my whole pond. Okay, and I've found personally doing it that way, it's not the way that it's recommended on the packet. It's not the way that anyone from any sort of brand would indicate that's how you use it. But you can use your chemicals like that. It's just there's no law. But if you ask me in the store, I will tell you to follow the result, the dosage on the packet. Personally, you're not going to get the same results as what you would if you hit it over a 3-day period hard. You know, and again, hydrogen peroxide on the side, ready to go just in case anything went wrong. But as long as you're getting oxygen through that water with the right dose, you can make PP extremely powerful, a powerful tool to combat those fucking flukes and any other parasite that's in that water.
Yeah, I missed a bit, but I'm assuming you said to them, I don't know, that it's best to do it straight after a filter clean rather than just bung it in your pond as it is, because you want to get as
all
much.
treatments. I mean, that goes without saying for all treatments, really. You want to be doing a good filter clean and a good flush out and a water change before you do all treatments, because
Absolutely.
you're not going to be able to do a filter clean or a water change afterwards for several days. So you want to make sure that you've got the full cycle of the treatment in for the 7-day course or whatever it is for however long you're treating it.
And
So,
basically, you don't want to be treating all that shit, really, do you?
Well, the other thing is,
The parasites.
the packet would also tell you to bypass your filtration system.
No.
Okay. No, you don't, because, you know, we're battling biological beasts, man. You know, microscopic things that, you know, and they'll laugh at you when I sat there in your K1. So when you've dosed your pond and then you put your filter back in, you know, here you go. We're going to totally take the piss out of what it is that you've just tried to beat, you know?
Yeah.
there's a couple of little statements there, just what Will's putting in, because obviously he's saying, now I'm old school, float it for a while, then release it. Then he's put, but if you put PP, if you PP a koi, ain't that going to put back into the pond when you release it? No, because if you're giving a PP bath, mate, you have 2 bowls. One bowl for your fish. This is the way I do it. I have 1 bowl for treating my fish in, and I only have that 1 bowl for treating fishing ever. That bowl is used for treatment. I have 1 bucket for using for treatment, and that bucket is the only bucket that ever gets used for treatment. So I put the bowl 36 litres to 10 mil of PP with an air stone in. I take the fish out, I catch the fish, I put it in the bowl, and I don't leave that bowl. I keep my eye on it constantly. Now, if that fish can't get to the 30 minutes without it looking like it's trying to get out of there and it's looking like it's trying to jump to get out of that water because it wants out, that's the point where I say, right, that's 26 minutes. Okay, you're getting to a point where it's stressing you a little bit. I take that out and I put it into a second bowl that's got fresh pond water in. I leave it in there for a couple of minutes. Once it's been in there a few minutes, I then take it from there and put it into the pond. That's after it's been floating on my pond in a bag for 30 minutes beforehand. So the pond water into 2 tubs and add it to the ratio, and then a second one for the tub to take the fish out of to move it into. That gives the fish a chance to swill its gills out, get a fresh, clean water through its system, chance to chill out for a little bit before it's introduced. You know, in a panic, if you're picking up a fish straight out and throwing it into a pond, it's going to shock it and stress it more than what's necessary, and you don't really want to be doing that. So into another bowl, let it just chill out there a little bit. From that bowl, then release it into your pond. That's how I do it. But it's each to their own, mate. If it's not something you're comfortable with doing, don't ever do it. Do what you want to do. Stick with what you want to do. But for me, it's way too expensive to treat your pond for all 3 parasites or 4 parasites that you could be introducing when you take the risk of just taking the fish. Yeah, when you pick it up from wherever. Because let's face it, nowhere is parasite free. You're getting a fish from a supplier, from a koi farm, you know, from Rick, from Anthony. It don't make a difference. There's going to be some form of parasites at some place or at some stage throughout their farm or throughout their ponds or throughout their shops. It's impossible for them not to be. There's too many fish come through as a stock to not have. If they treat and they regular treat and they scrape regular and they know that they're clean and they can turn around and say, yeah, this fish is clean, then jobs are good. But everybody always says when you pick up a new fish, quarantine it. And there's a reason for that.
Some parasites are also triggered for the sheer stress of moving the fish.
Bit of white spot.
White spot.
Yeah,
but,
white spot
but
was
white
sick.
spot,
Yeah.
white spot isn't a parasite, Tony.
Is it not?
No,
I thought it was.
no.
What is it then?
It's something else. It's not classed as a parasite. I googled it, but I can't remember what it's called.
Tell the fish that when they're covered in white spot.
Yeah,
No, that.
It's these like flukes, costume trick. One's like a protozoan and something else in it, but white spot doesn't come into any of those categories. It's got a different type.
Yeah, it's not a ciliate parasite like Costia or Childenella.
Okay, but for the benefit of this, it's a
It's
parasite to me.
Well, yeah, but that's parasite to you doesn't make it a parasite. It's what you want to call it, but it's yeah.
I'd have to know its proper name to say it would trigger.
I will find it for you, Tony, and I'll show you
whatever.
later on. I wish I knew what it was called so I could remember.
I think
and
it's a
say what it was.
protozoan parasite, whereas your normal parasites.
There you go. You still said parasite then, no, Daz?
Musty is a protozoan parasite. Trichodina is a protozoan parasite.
They're ciliates, aren't they?
So white
Ciliates mean
spot.
they've got fine
Ciliates
hairs.
move their hose.
Like
Yeah.
water free used to swim through the water.
Contagious parasitic diseases, white spot.
The difference with white
Parasitic
spot
disease.
is life cycle
Parasitic
different.
disease, white spot.
Parasitic disease. You still said
I'm
parasite.
sure I found something that said it's not classed.
Shall I
as a
get the
parasite,
Bible?
something else. Yes, get the Bible, Daz. I'm sure we looked this up because we were like, oh, hang about, that's not classed as a parasite then.
Yeah, the ciliates,
Oh,
the
God,
hairs on them.
Skeggy, I
when they
can't read
skin.
that one. What's that one say there?
Ictomaphilus.
Motorboats, Tony,
Yeah.
It's his Latin name.
Something about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oompa loompa doof doof doof.
You
That's
can give it
fucking
as long a
Russian.
name as you like, Skeggy. It's still a parasite to me.
But that's why white spot's called Ick, because of the start of his Latin name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ICA. Ick.
So,
But it's
Gaz, can you just look through the comments, mate? Bring up what Chris Taylor said about the brown part of PP, please, mate.
hang about. How far up was that? Always clean film. No.
Let's try reading. Let's find.
So it's towards the top of my screen, mate, but I've got a big monitor, so it might be different on yours.
But any which way, PP in them's not a bad. Yeah, white spot's one you probably, if you've got it.
Here we
and
are,
fish.
white spot. White spot, ick. Parasites cause infected koi to break out in white spots, hence a common name. This parasite probably kills more captive fish worldwide than any other true ick
What
disease.
the fuck do we read then?
He's calling
I don't know.
I think we need a bit of backpedaling.
The visible white spots are the mature stage of the parasite and actually located beneath the epidermis. The mature white spot parasite ruptures its way through the delicate epidermis, leaving the skin literally peppered with tiny puncture wounds.
Daz, can you say parasite a few more times?
I thought the terminology
What's
was
it gonna do?
parasite meant.
Parasite.
I thought that the term parasite meant that it was something that could either produce young or egg laying. And white spot is a cell which breaks like a single cell amoeba, which doesn't make it a breeding form. Or something along
But
those
it
lines.
releases thousands of spores,
Yeah.
which
I'm
all
sure it's
become
something like that
white
we
spot.
read.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's
is-
what
is
it
a
does, doesn't it?
parasite.
It literally,
Anyway, it's a bloody
it literally does
nuisance.
explode though, doesn't it? And
Termite.
turns into millions of them, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's an absolute bloody nuisance. That's what it is.
But it's got a different life cycle, so that's something you're not gonna. If you've got
No,
it underlying in fish, you're not gonna get rid of it until you bring it out.
Up to 1,000 termites can emerge from a ruptured cyst, a white spot cyst. Well, they must find a host within 24 to 48 hours, otherwise they die.
Yeah, which is the only time you can kill them with treatment, which is why you have to use a treatment for a period of time.
That's it.
And that's where quarantine comes in, because you can buy a fish that hasn't got white spot, annoy it enough, stress it enough.
Here
few
we
days
are.
later, out the camp.
Each parasite forms a cyst around itself and reproduces by splitting, by division. So, yeah, it's almost cloning then.
Okay, but a parasite needs a host in order to survive, basically.
Yeah.
That's what a parasite is.
Unless they go the problem, yeah.
So
There we go.
this topic of PP,
Yeah.
it always gets me just how many people it boils the piss with, and it always tends to be very similar people that always seem to get annoyed with it. There are people out there that don't believe in using PP because somebody says, i.e. Paul
scared of it.
Reynolds, that it's not a good thing and it's not good for the fish, it's bad for them and the rest of it. And that's fine.
But
Each to their own.
No
Also,
chemical is good for a fish. Full
It
stop.
also says, lots of stuff about things that we should and shouldn't do that people do every day of the week. It doesn't have to get heated. It doesn't have to get to the point where one of you is saying one thing to the other. Just have an opinion, agree to disagree, and move on, gentlemen. And that's what's called a discussion. And this is what we're doing. We're having a discussion. It doesn't
Okay,
have to come
it's
to the
all-
point where it becomes an issue.
It's also a point that, like, for example, PP, when it goes brown, okay, just looking through the comments, people have got an understanding, but I will say, where are your facts from? Because I've got two very good tutors, one being a chairman of the Joint Standards Committee and another who is an expert in Japanese koi and medication. Okay, and both of those are my sources, and I will say where my sources are from because I go to people that know rather than listen to people that don't. Okay, the PP part, when the water goes brown, it becomes a magnesium within that really does help destroy trick. Okay, so when PP is brown, it's not spent; it's a part of a process of destroying parasite. So I'm not sitting here making things up. My information is not just opinion; it is based on information from experts. I'm not calling myself an expert. I'm sharing information which I am finding the sources through the right people, rather than listening to people that don't know shit about what they go on about. So, and that's what really lets itself down, because too many people listen to other people that think they know, but when you say, where's your source from, they will say, I heard it. Right, well, I'll tell you I heard it. I heard it from two sources that know what they're on about.
Well, if you listen to the stuff like what Rick says from Koi Wholesale, Rick says the levels of PP that the Japanese use would scare us to death, man.
Yeah.
And we're talking
They don't
about
even measure
having
Look at him.
maybe, I don't know, 400 or 500 gallon ponds that they put, and I'm talking fecking big fish in, great big fish, and they'll throw 2 or 3 fish in there and then tip a sack of PP in there and walk away and say, like you know, Jesus Christ, that's not going to kill the fish. And then they come back in a certain amount of minutes and whip that fish tray out and into a fresh one and say, right, done. The fish coming out looking purple.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's I've heard Rick say that himself.
Yeah. Yeah. Me
on
too.
his own lives.
The thing is, people are frightened of using chemicals, any chemical, and they're all dangerous. But the whole point is, in the wild, fish have got vast areas of water to survive in and shake off whatever they come across. We're keeping them in a very small, captive, small amount of water.
But also, Tone, it's like if in the wild, fish will succumb to parasite and they will die. That's what happens. But when you're paying good money for a fish to look nice in your pond, you know, and part of the Animal Welfare Act is that you look after that fish to live a good, healthy life. And unfortunately, you have to treat it. Irrespective, PP is powerful. It also, the reason why it's so bloody scary is because if you don't respect it, it can cause you a catastrophe and it can turn your fish really quickly. The confidence is have confidence in yourself. Be careful, follow the instructions and monitor. And that's all there is to it.
I mean, I think the 2 things we have to do, more than 2, but the 2 is, first of all, keep your water quality at peak, at the best you possibly can. And then the second thing is, as soon as you see any form of problem with any one fish, you've got to get a couple of fish out and scrape them and check what's going on, as well as testing your water. And once you can tell what's wrong, then you've just got to treat for it, because that fish and other fish will start going downhill.
Well,
the Emperor has spoken.
The Emperor has spoken. All hail, Mr. Tate. You're right, mate.
Wills, don't be sorry that you've asked, mate.
No, yeah, exactly, mate.
Don't. Brilliant discussion point, mate. You know, it's.
I think we could have a whole live about PP, and it would get people's backs up.
Perhaps we should do it live at the farm. I'll treat a load of my fish at the farm and show them. Yeah,
exactly. Right. Yeah. There you go. See,
no, Rick, the confidence that brings, mate, to people that don't use it. Honest to God, wouldn't
be unreal.
Videos that I've put on my channel year in, year out, it gets the most watches is how to use PP, right? Because that's one thing that people research probably more than anything within the koi hobby, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
it just gets so many hits every month.
If I'm going to be completely honest, right, for me, I love to talk about this side of things with PP, because at the end of the day, it is one of the oldest original treatments that people have used for keeping koi for over 40, 50 years, if not longer, right? And we're all going out there and we're all buying products that aren't chuffing working. And if you can spank their ass with PP at a fraction of the price, then I want to learn how to do that. So I think it's a good thing, but I understand where you're coming from. A lot of people find it, shouldn't do this. At the end of the day, right, if I want to go out there and think that fish ain't good enough and crack it round back at head, I can do that because it's my pond. And I can do whatever I want because they're my fish. That don't make it right, and it don't mean that people are going to enjoy that kind of thing. So there's a fine line between having a discussion and actually doing. Talking about something and, you know, taking experience from other people and literally going out there and banging in a sack of PP in my pond wouldn't be a good idea. But there's nothing to stop me or prevent me from doing it. Some people might turn their nose up at it. Other people might think, well, this is how I do it and it works for me. To me, being able to understand it, learn its practical sense of it, and learn how to use it safely is something I want to learn. And if it means that it can save me money in my arse pocket, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to do it if it's going to save me money. Because
Personally,
I can spend
it's
hundreds and
so
hundreds
cheap.
of pounds on treatments and just don't do shit.
Correct. Vince, you froze them, mate.
Yeah, you've gone.
Oh, no. I thought you had, did it
but
earlier. No.
personally, and I've said it before, there is too much scaremongering and not enough information when it comes to PP.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I've never heard of anyone using your method, Crafty, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And rather than giving one big, heavy, severe dose, it makes perfect sense to give 3 lighter doses. It's got to be better on the fish.
It's not like a dosage does. It's like you don't have to. Where
The organic...
the video is the constant top up.
Yeah.
Constant top up, constant top up.
Before we do go on to a different topic, I have got one question about it. Now, the skimmy is protein. Protein is what was it you said it oxidizes what? PP?
Organic matter.
Organic matter. So protein is an
Yes,
organic
please.
matter. So does PP in your pond get rid of protein in your pond, which could reduce foaming on your pond?
We'll strip
I'm not
everything.
saying to use it for that. I'm just asking the question, would that technically do that as well? Would that remove or reduce the amount of protein in your pond once you're using PP in that matter?
It takes out,
Yeah.
it oxidizes
Yeah.
all organic, which
Technically,
is
it
why the
should
water
make
looks
it-
better afterwards.
It'd be a bit drastic measure just to use it for that.
No, I wasn't meaning. That's not the question. Can I treat my pond to get rid of organic matter and get rid of? But the
Yeah,
question
you
was, if I'd done a good water change and I thought, at the end of the day, if this is going to sparkle my water, is it sparkling the water as much so because it's removing tannins, organic matters, and proteins and such? I'm guessing that's what it does when it removes all the organic matter. It literally nails everything.
Yeah.
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 Rick, what was it that you just said? Because I've 3 people spoke and I didn't catch it.
What did I say? I don't know.
What PP does with regards to their protein.
Which is it's all it oxidizes, the oxygen attaches to all organic matter, doesn't it? So everything, so your proteins, your algae, fish slime, anything in the water column, your fines, anything will.
Plants,
That's why your water looks better after a treatment. It goes pink, brown, clear.
Yeah.
And then
when you HP it, it sparkles like fuck.
Yeah,
Because
we don't
basically
even have
annihilated everything in the
superoxide.
water column.
No,
Tony
I'm
says,
No, I've heard of people using sodium thiosulfate for neutralising PP as well.
Yeah.
I just
That-
didn't-
yeah.
Never tried it
that was-
myself, but
And that stuff's super safe, isn't it? Sodium thiosulfate. You cannot overdose with it.
yeah, you
That
can't,
was
apparently.
the chlorinator, isn't it?
Yeah.
By another
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Don't let it mess your head up,
What's
Will.
his name?
You asked a sensible question, mate, and at the end of the day, really, it's down to you what you choose to do. That's the beauty about having your own pond in your own back garden in your own private little space, mate. What you do with it is down to you and your choice. But
There you go.
and
Right, let's
no,
look at some
no.
koi then.
no, Chris, you haven't, mate. At the end of the day, you've put your argument across, and somebody else has put not argument your topic across, and they've put their topic across, and between us, somewhere in the middle, we find a common ground. That's the idea of a discussion.
debate. Yeah.
A debate, yeah, that's all it is. And it to me, it's interesting. And as Lisa Leach said, no need to be sorry. Well, it's always going to be one of those subjects that annoys some. I find it interesting. Me too.
Yeah.
As well as a lot of stuff that we talk about weekly.
So Ken at the Koi Collection has got a Japanese publicised. I won't call it a book because it was more of a magazine, but it's got quite a good article that's written in both Japanese and translated to English on how they use PP. So, there's a bit of element of research from the right places in the way that I do things.
Hasn't it? So does sodium thiosulfate put oxygen straight back in like hydrogen peroxide?
Don't think so.
But it's an element
tell you.
chemical that still neutralizes potassium permanganate.
Don't know.
Don't know. We'll get back to you.
Now, I'm sure if it did put oxygen in, it will be used more for that as well.
It
I've
probably
never
just
heard
bonds up the potassium so it doesn't take any more oxygen out. Would be my guess, but not actually putting any in.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
I don't know.
But I would assume, yeah.
We shall set Vince the task of finding said information for next week's live.
He brought it up.
It's like Johnny Ball, isn't he? Back off the day.
Sophisticated Vince. He'll be right on it.
Right, we're back to reprobate Vince now.
Yeah.
Time for some,
Who's got what fucking problem?
let's have a look at some fish then. Eh? Why not?
I can see you all now.
Now
Is it still Goshki
this
tonight?
week's topic was
No,
weird and wonderful, but a lot of people seem to have gone for what I would consider,
Normal.
yeah. There's nothing looking really weird. I expected we might have got some right funky ones, but we'll see.
What question was that, Alan?
Put one in.
Don't know. Let's share the screen.
Get all that.
Let's go for it. Oh, skeggy. Hydrogen peroxide reaches by releasing some of the 7 oxygen molecules from PP, thus adding oxygen. Yeah. I watched a cool video on it. When you put PP and hydrogen peroxide, man, it just went woof. A great big ball of bubbles.
Mate, I've done when I've done a YouTube video, I've got it in on that video.
It's called Watch It in the Pond.
The outtake, mate, it's like I thought what I'll do is I'll show what hydrogen peroxide does to the water when it says PP treatment in it. And I dosed it, put it in, it done absolutely fuck all, man. So I kept putting it and it still didn't do shit. So I don't know what happened. It's like,
Then all of a sudden, it just goes clear.
yeah, just it's
cool.
like fuck that right off.
That's wonderful.
That's a nice fish.
Yeah, it
It's
is
a nice
Is that a Asagi?
nice dog as well.
Yeah, that would have come from an Asagi spawning. I'm really sure.
Weird looking panel. Never mind the koi.
You bastard.
Like a wrinkly old fucking man dribbling on himself this time of night. I love you,
Right
man.
there.
That's quite
Goshki
a nice fish, though,
Asagi
isn't it?
cross or whatever, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have said Goshki Asagi. I've got dozens of them chuffers. I could have put some of them in.
It's actually a really nice fish, though, isn't it? Got to be happy
Yeah.
with that.
Very nice.
Yeah, like that one. That furry
Got any
fish-
information about it?
That dog looks hungry.
Innit?
God, Rick, that Sumi, when was at the side of the net when you were netting the fish up, I was thinking this dog's having a fish here in a minute. She's she kept getting
She was
closer in. I'm thinking that one there that's just on the edge of that net is going to become a quick Scooby snack. And
I don't
that
think
one
she did,
was
though.
that was
Oh
Sally's,
well,
and this
guys,
was
you
Sally's.
didn't watch the live, so you wouldn't have heard Sumi yelping like a motherfucker because she decided she'd see what the electric fence was all about.
No, I missed that one.
Man,
Now, is
she
that-
soon learned how to jump over it, didn't she, Rick?
She did. Didn't take her long.
You're not another nice sized Deutsch there.
Midori guy, innit?
I think we've seen this one somewhere.
I never had another policeman in my garden after I electrocuted him.
Again, that's
Yeah, it's like-
different, isn't it? That.
Yeah. Almost looks like a golden tench.
Yeah, it does a bit. Yeah.
There you go, Chris.
Midori-esque.
Yeah, that's Midori guy.
That's from Ricky Stoddart. So just to confirm,
Night, guys. I've got school tomorrow.
that's it, whatever it is.
Let's hope you am.
That
Or you're a teacher.
another nice pond fish that give you good pleasure. I can imagine that's a nice looking little Deutz, man. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a nice tench.
Nice tench.
Tench cut across. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one again. Very nice. Sally, it looks like you might be the only person that's been posting weird and wonderfuls on the Facebook group.
Nice. There you go. Right up my alley.
Aragoki Chag.
Beautiful. Tell you what, when that gets some proper size on it, man, that's going to look something else. I've just sold 2 fully scaled Aragoki, and they looked amazing in the pond.
I reckon that's from Daz's Koi Farm.
I'm going to say I netted one out like that tonight and put it back in again. Who do you think to photograph it?
That's a window fish, isn't it?
Totally is, man. That's my favourite fish so far, just because I like it.
I know a gentleman called Miss Tropical Koi that had a very nice
Exactly
Aragoki,
the same as my
weird
bloody
and
fish.
wonderful that he could have posted this evening. That would have been a nice fish, mate. The big scaled, what do they call it? Crap. Now, I think this one. I think this is a Deutsche Chiba, but one that's gone very dark, and that's the number 20.
Yeah.
Oh, it does
Yeah,
look like the Chiba grey, hasn't it?
Yeah, that is a Deutsche Chiba. Yeah, you're right.
Metallic Deutsche Chiba, isn't it?
Yeah, it shows
Shines
it's got.
X, yeah.
Amanda says I have on Facebook page. Thank you.
So
Another
you should.
window fish. You wouldn't see it in my pond.
No.
For the depth of your pond, Tony, you probably don't see half of them. Like what, 10 foot deep?
Well,
A deep pond is that, mate?
they're okay.
You know
when
how
they
many
come
fish
to
you've got, Tone?
Sorry, do I know? No, I don't know. No idea.
He hasn't got a clue.
Just keeps putting them in.
He
He
just
buys
knows
half a
that he
dozen
can
every
rest his,
visit he goes to.
he's got a pile of receipts about the thickness of his pillow.
Isn't it?
In case you ever want to take one back.
It's just where he hides them from the wife. There's no longer a pillowcase in there anymore. I quite like that one, Dave.
Oh, that's nice.
Good skin on it, mate.
Whose is that one?
DT.
Well done, Dave.
Underside of its belly looks like it's white, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, near the pecs, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'll grey up as it gets bigger.
Hello, boy, you're back.
Right, so that's the ones that were posted there. And these are Cassie's Weird and Wonderfuls. Not so sure which one we're looking at. Oh, there we go. I'm going to guess. Either that or he thinks all his fish are weird and wonderful, but that's the category. Wonderful. If you think they're wonderful, you could have showed them all.
That's not a red achiever, is it?
Which one? There ain't one in there, red. And I think he's got another one as well. Another video. Oh, that was some weird lighting then, wasn't it? Look
That's
at that
Cash's
Saiga there.
pond.
Yeah, it's Cash's, yeah. Look at that Saiga's lovely.
Look at that Deutsche Yamajanishki.
That's nice. That Achiba's nice, man.
Yeah, I would like to have seen a bit more of that.
Yeah, me too. That was the wonderful you should have focused upon. A beautiful fish, that mate.
Oh,
So
the
the
Deutsche
Sarago's
achiever.
nice and all, man. Look at that. And the Kajaku.
I think we saw this video last week with it for the Chiba, didn't we?
He's using it all the time.
Yeah, look at this. That achiever is stunning. That's a Yoshiki Koi achiever, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was a video too. No, there we go. So that one's which one you got? Oh, is Kashi on?
Deutsche Kahakui, Deutsche Ojibri type. It's got to be an Ochiba, isn't it, really?
Yeah, fuck off. It's a coast series.
That's the same video, right? Okay. So
Sweet.
that's the two that we've had put through, and I think if we go, that's Cash's.
Cool picture, man.
Yeah, what's that one?
Amanda Smith's. I don't know. Do you think that's
I
one
think
of
you've
your
seen
favourite
that picture
fish?
before.
Your favourite
Well,
fish, does?
I was going to say Shiramuji, but the head looks a
Shiramuji,
little
yeah.
bit more orange. Could it be a
I was going
chag?
to say, that looks more chagoy to me
Yeah.
from that angle.
Yeah, I think it's a light coloured chag.
Like Chag. Nice fish, though.
It is.
Amanda Smith's, Weird and Wonderfuls.
Yeah. It's got spectacles on.
And that would be one of the weird ones because it's
got one eye.
It's one-eyed Willie. She actually asked if we could do the Weird and Wonderful so she could purely send this one fish in. I bet she asked months ago. Now, Weird and Wonderful, I reckon these can come into the same category as far as I'm concerned. From Phil.
Yeah.
They're too nice guy. But that's something different, that blacking, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I bet it changes though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Your favourite, though, isn't it, Gaz?
Say again?
Matsukawabaks, Komorus, they're your favourites, aren't they?
They are, mate, yeah, yeah. I just like how they change so much. I just like that, like the one that my son has, the Matsukawabaki. It went in there in that spa for 3 days. Man, that thing is changing again, and it could be. I wonder if it's maybe temperature changes as well, which is making it change, or the stress event of being in there that's made it change.
Temperature will change them as well, though, Gaz.
It's getting loads of patches of white coming back, and all the. You remember me saying to you, Vince, that all the ginrin had gone on it. All the ginrin's coming back, and it's looking sparkly as hell. I haven't seen that for at least 12 months. The ginrin.
Yeah. Crazy.
Now that's Amanda Smith's one that she posted from last week because this was the weird one she posted.
There you go. That's better, isn't it?
That's the same fish. That's the Achiba that we should have seen, but that's the one where the camera flash must have gone a bit weird. Same fish.
Quality little koi, man. Quality.
I just thought we'd bang that one in for the people. I don't know if we've had any more sent through. Oh, what I will do, guys, this video, if you're a part of the Facebook group, if you're a part of my Facebook group, please share this to your own page and ask your friends to share it as well, because I really would like to see if we can get that to get out to as many people as possible in the hope that we can perhaps maybe get a little bit something back for Linda.
I'll share that. I'll share that through.
Share it and share it to your friends and ask your friends to share it and ask their friends to share it and so on and so forth, because at the end of the day, it takes nothing. It's seconds. I think that's all that we've got on there for the ones that came
That's
through.
weird and wonderful. That was Dave.
Yeah.
Weird. Wonderful.
Oh, look, me twice. Viewers Kai. Now this one is one from our Daz. That one's definitely weird.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Looks like it's been drizzled in curry sauce.
How would you categorise it, though?
It's an Aragoki.
Weird, obviously.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's Aragoki because that's not fully scaled.
Yeah, it's
You
got a
can
lot of
see the
Aragoki
skin
scales.
down the sides.
It looks like it's all smooth and doits on the sides, but it's not actually. I think that's just a thin sort of gap down each side, but the rest of the sides are heavily scaled.
Aragoki doesn't have to be fully scaled, Vince.
Big scale.
I thought that was the whole meaning of Aragoki was the fact that it was a Deutz, fully scaled Deutz.
No, large scale.
Yeah,
Aragoki, I believe, is the meaning of large armoured scale in Japanese. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but that's my
German
belief.
scale.
It's just large scale.
Yeah, that's.
You can-
But what I'm saying is, I was under the impression that it was large joint scales, but they covered the entirety of the body, and you didn't
I
see any
like
of
these two whales.
the actual joint skin.
Yeah, no, it doesn't have to be that way, mate. From my belief.
Not sure what they are.
Well, I think they're a lemon arawaki, aren't they? But scaled.
Yeah.
God.
Whatever they are, there's a matching pair.
Yeah, I don't think that yellow's going to last long, guys.
Yeah, I don't know whether it will, to be honest.
I don't
Actually,
know. They actually had less on when they were smaller. There's more come up.
I looked at them today, and this photo was taken about a month ago, and it's got a lot stronger than it is in the photo. So, yeah,
Actually, a
who
good
knows?
photo for that one, like yin and yang.
Weird position fish.
Very similar to Koi Wholesale's logo.
Yes, yeah, I thought that.
There you go. There's a mutt.
You take that back. That's one of the finest. That is a squash tomato, I'll have you know.
That's come from your Sankey spawning, hasn't
It has, yeah.
it? Yeah, we see some of them, didn't we, Rick, the other day?
Just a
There's a
few.
real special one in one of Rick's ponds, guys. Squash
the twisted
tomato
one.
that I sneaked back in. while he's back
Yeah,
returned.
you didn't.
It's a one of a kind.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Mega bucks is that. And then
It'll
we've
be
got
cold
this
out next
one.
grade.
That is
Nice
mint.
dog, sorry.
That's nice.
Really nice.
Uses that one.
It's Jigs's.
Ah, very nice.
Nice body shape.
That's
isn't
my
it?
favourite so far, mate.
Yeah, 100%. I'd love to see that side on as well.
Look
Yeah.
at the scale. Look how it picks up here. Exactly
Yeah,
the
they're
same.
perfect, aren't they?
Picks
and
up
the
here
zipper down
exactly the
back.
same. And the laterals
Yeah, it's got a nice
pick up-
symmetry to it.
It has,
Yeah.
hasn't it? Very much so.
Lovely
Dibs,
clean.
Jigs. Dibs, mate. Before everybody else gets in, dibs. Cheers, bud. Thank you. It's official.
Got any more pictures of that one?
No, I wish you had sent a few more. That's lovely. It'd be nice to see it from side view as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely, mate.
Yeah. That's stunning. Looks like a dolphin in colour.
Does, doesn't it?
Yeah, nice blue.
Still a tosai.
Nice.
And our next one.
Toes eye, that's got a body and half for a toes eye, that.
It has.
As Dino's, appears the file was removed or renamed. Well, what difference does that make?
That is a yellow achiever, is it? I'm sure that's.
You've got to be taking piss.
Looks like it.
Fucking yellow and Sheba. Jesus Christ.
Wait.
What will it come out with next?
Well, you get yellow leaves in the autumn as well as brown and red.
Gold.
One of these was that video, so if I restore that,
Fucking yellow achiever. I've heard it all now.
See some Saturday, Vince. Got some lovely yellow ones.
oh, that's not going to play. What the hell? This is a video of Dino's.
Yeah. He's got a blue bucket, a blue bowl as well this time.
Give me
Yeah.
a second and I should be able to bring them back.
That's his blue dustbin.
Never.
Dino, did you get a new bowl, buddy?
Not that one. God damn it. Sorry guys, I'm trying to find the video that Dino sent through because I. No, fuck off.
Could be dangerous. Isn't it? What's coming up next?
No, I have nothing dangerous on my.
Get the holiday photos in a minute.
We get lots of pictures of Daz's photo on the video. God damn it, man. That should
Lost.
just play.
Lost in cyberspace.
Yes, there we go. I got it. I restored it. So these are Dino's Weird and Wonderfuls. No,
So
so
Deutsch-
much.
Yeah.
That's Deutsch.
Oh, wacky.
What's that one though? That one's different.
That's unusual.
That's a Shisui that's very, very pale, isn't it? But yeah,
Weird pattern for a Shisui, though.
it is.
Chisui with no bluey.
It's Ginrin on top of its scales as well. Yeah, same one again.
The
That
Shishui's the
one's,
weirdest, isn't it?
Yeah.
The other's an Asagi, isn't it? Oh, thank you.
It's the
Yeah,
Ginmatsuba,
Dino.
isn't it?
I'll give you these, look.
Dobry Fakin. No, the bigger one, the biggest one. Isn't that an
Yeah,
Asagi? That's just not.
No, it's metallic. Ginmatsuba. That's the
There we
oddest
go.
oddball, isn't it?
That definitely is. That definitely is a weird
It's
one.
almost
that one.
translucent, isn't it? The skin.
And this is where we get 500 messages coming through now, right? So that's those ones.
Yes, Richard, when he buys the next lot in and we get it bagged up.
Mr. Alan Tate sent some weird and wonderfuls. Check this out. Oh, that's the first one. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's different.
yeah, that's
now
nice.
that is weird.
Mm.
What's that?
That's
Which
not-
Yamabuki.
It
Is that
is.
an Aragoki Yamabuki by the looks of it?
Right,
That's different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's also got a random detached tail,
There one.
making it extremely strange.
There'd have to be a Shiro, wouldn't there?
I like that, mate, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alan. I'm showing you pictures again, mate, but that's beautiful. And that is.
But they're not weird and wonderful.
no,
Hang
they're
about that.
wonderful.
Would you not say? Hang about.
No, it's-
Would you not say that that's wonderful?
Yeah, but it's not weird, is it? They're all, you know.
Yeah. The category is weird and wonderful. Not weird or weirdly wonderful.
Which is weird. I'm voting on
That's
weird.
weird. That's weird, isn't it?
No.
Look at it.
So it's not
That's
weird
well
or wonderful.
So we've got another one, another weird one here. What's this one going to be?
Mr. Claus, you've had too many of them.
That's
Well,
part of a fish.
trouble.
Does that count?
No, don't count, does it? The
That
other ones.
doesn't count. That's weird.
Look at, there you go.
There we go.
That's
Seen some of them
early.
somewhere.
Give me Duogon, is it?
Right.
Uh,
Mi-
No,
the,
it's not.
the Mizuno.
Mizuno Ogons are orange.
That's a Deutsch Kingsley Matsuba.
Duogon. Oh. What's that
Oh, no,
then?
no.
Yeah, Kinky Matsuba, yeah.
I got one of them.
Yeah,
Nice
it's a Deutsch
example.
Kingsley Matsuba.
I've got a couple of baby ones of them.
Doing very well. It is.
Absolutely fab.
Good fish, mate. It's nice.
Look at that again, man. Jesus Christ.
Is that that same
one.
fish?
Yeah.
The same fish. That.
There's the same fish, that. You
Look
wouldn't
at
have thought that,
them
would you, from the
scales
other
coming
photo?
down the side there.
Yeah, the scales look darker on that. Yeah.
Same fish.
It's the way the lighting is,
Well,
isn't
yeah,
it?
still got
Yeah.
that same cluster scale there, look, watch.
Yeah.
Good shape as well. Look.
Mm.
That photo, that is some weird scalation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did it win an award, Al?
No,
No. It got kicked out.
you got disqualified. I don't think these are anymore. I think that's it. I mean, that's all we've got for the weird and wonderful. I thought we'd be inundated. Well, I mean, I've got one.
Telegram, yeah.
We've
Come
got-
on.
Oh, Telegram. Sorry, yeah, Telegram.
Hang on, Rick's got Rick's got a fucking two-headed koi or something like that.
I've got something.
Siamese koi.
To be honest, I was struggling to find anything. Plenty of weird, not wonderful.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think,
Oh, mate, I've just seen a
That's
bang.
nice.
That is nice. That.
that's nice.
And that's nice.
I don't see that weird one. No. That's nice. Nice
That's nice.
fish,
I
mate.
like that. That's really nice. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I brought it as a Deutsch Goschke.
Yeah, well,
That's
Benny.
well,
It's more Benny can kill you.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about it.
How
the
big's
state
that, Rick?
identity.
About 55 centimetre.
Oh, that'd look good in a 5 minute.
And honestly, we used it as a female parent, and it produced the ugliest offspring you've ever seen.
So
First
you're
time
the
ever.
one responsible for producing weird and wonderfuls, then?
No, that produced not a single keeper from the first cull. It was shocking.
Really?
Absolutely
bad?
shocking. Yeah.
What did you
That
you
bad.
put with it then?
What did I put with it? It was a couple of years ago now. It was when we first got it. It didn't show any metallic shine, and presumed it was a Deutsch Goschke. It looked like a Deutsch Goschke. Had none of the white visible. It was just black and red, and we put it with a Deutsch Kahaku. And yeah, my God, they were ugly. The offspring. Like, it will get used again. To be fair, we've got different fish lined up for it. Now it's shown it's what it truly is.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
that?
that's definitely weird.
Lovely shape to it.
Yeah.
Definite male, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a friggin' arrowhead.
Don't wear them calico fucking kajaku things.
No, that's not.
It's got
Nice though.
like
Got
an
red,
Achiba brown to the top of it, hasn't it?
got red sat underneath in places. Yeah.
Is it some sort of Kajaku or Matsuba?
Yeah, it's coming from a Kajaku Matsuba sort of cross. But yeah,
So,
nice.
like a
Really nice.
so it's a penny match Kalbaki then.
Ah, God, Jigs, you get some
Yeah.
belters, you, mate. Looks like a possum, it does as well. Oh, dear. Sorry, Rick. That's nice.
No, that is.
Beautiful, mate.
Now,
that
we're
yours,
laughing at
Rick?
that one or laughing at the comment.
What is it?
Stop
Achiba,
that, mate. That's what that is.
metallic Achiba.
Not that one. I've probably sent the wrong video, haven't I? The other one, that one. Freeze it. Did you freeze it?
Sort of brownie colour, isn't it?
Freeze. Higher or lower for a 5, you say? Steve.
Yeah. I can't even classify it, mate, really.
What's
Alan
that
again.
come out of?
That is different.
Again,
yeah,
that's a Kajaku Benny Komomru cross. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked, isn't it?
I mean, it looked quite cool when it's bigger, but yeah.
Mind you, some of them Kajaku cross Benny Kikakoyu are looking really nice.
Bifter.
Yeah. There's some weird and wonderfuls.
Don't they
For
call
sure.
that a cull?
No, not that.
I call it a cull.
They call
No,
that.
It's
that's
different,
it.
though, isn't it?
That's
End
the
of the day, it's different, isn't it? And different things like that do appeal to me more, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing all the same things. I like to see
Yeah.
something that looks like that one that you've got. That's got the reverse scales. Oh, it's gone. Sorry. The one that Alan came down to have a look at, Perfect Aquatics. That
Yeah.
looked mint, that fish. And those big Aragoki ones that he got in there, I think they were stunning.
Yeah, they were
I really
nice.
am quite fond of the bigger scale fish. I think they look mint.
Especially when they get big. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you say that, but that one that Alan just shared, that looked kind of ugly to me while it were big. So is that what all Aragokis become like? Is that what they all go like? Do they go?
No,
No.
That's
they're all
good.
different.
That's good to know.
I've seen some nice Aragokis with a nice symmetry there. That's pretty.
That's beautiful, man. And that's
We
just
like that
because of
one
the
then.
scalation, just so random with a black pick out on it all the way around it. That's
Mm.
mint.
But it's got a symmetry to it as well, though.
It has, yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Is that another one from the Benikiryu across Kajaku?
No, that's a Deutsch Ochuba.
A Deutsch,
Just
what?
a-
A Chiba.
Deutsch Ochuba, yeah, it's just a random one.
So it's a tuber.
Mm.
That's a banger.
I like that. The
Nice,
scales
isn't
on that are mint.
Yeah, real good. Look at the scalation on that.
How
Not
big's
got
that, Rick?
articulation either, mate, for a Deutsch, is it?
Can you just turn it on its side a minute?
Not at the minute. Let's phone it again.
And you got that 3D program, Gaz, that you can do
that's
it.
even
Now
better.
that,
Well, that's nice. Yeah.
Mm.
that's one of your Gimrin Deutsch tuber, isn't it?
It's from the same spawner, yeah, but it's got more Komomru look about it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Black running down the flanks.
Look at those Ginrin scales, though.
Yeah. Like tinfoil.
Yeah. I like
Just
that.
imagine that in a Shisui next year.
So what happened when you went from
Uh,
I like that.
No, yeah, I like that. You went
I
from
like that too. I like them all.
to these. You definitely picked a weird one. That is kind of weird possum looking.
I followed the brief this week, didn't I?
You did, mate. Did I think I'm going to say for me, right, that's the weirdest. That's the weirdest looking one.
Yeah,
we've
I'd
seen.
say it probably is. 'Cause it's,
You ain't seen mine yet.
I mean, that looks like you could wang it and it'd stick in wall.
I prefer the last one of them.
That,
That
that's mint, that, mate. I like that.
Alan says, Gaz, it wasn't Aragoki. You have homework next week.
I have homework for next week. What that? What was that then? Hang about. Well, what is it then? What was it? That's not Aragoki.
But that is stunning.
I've got homework for next week. Shite.
Ah,
I shall do my homework, Alan. I shall do my homework. How do I find that? What do I search in? Big ugly yellow fish. That can bring up all sorts. So that's Rick's. Is that the last one, Rick? It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So then
It's
we've
enough, isn't
got Tony's Weird and Wonderfuls. That's very similar to the one that we saw earlier.
Yeah, it's a famed assembly.
The metallic Asagi. Where'd you get that from, Tony?
I wonder.
I
From
wonder.
you. From you.
Could do with a bit of a diet, but it's looking good.
Yeah. It's all right. It's taken a bit of exercise, no food now. Look
Nah,
at
Dave,
Zorro.
congratulate
Zorro by the side of it.
Look at this.
Zorro.
Look at that face.
Now that's a fucking month. Sorry, Tone, but why have you still got it?
Got his mask up.
That one with
That's
the
the
mask.
face that his mother could love.
There's one. Yeah, look at that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a face for radio.
Well, that's nice.
Squash tomato.
Yeah,
No,
it's
it's squash
Deutsch.
tomato.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Who you asking?
Yeah.
You, Rick.
You got
Me.
two there. Deutsch squash tomatoes.
You got two of them.
It's almost a Deutsch Kinhitsuru, isn't it? But it's been from the Yamatinishki spawning. So it's yeah, it's one of them. The Yamatinishki with no white. Deutsch Akabeko, maybe?
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah.
I wondered that.
And then
Another
again,
one with a
goddamn,
mask.
that is another peculiar looking one.
Are these all from that same spawning?
Look how
Um,
red that. Look how red
well,
that is.
Yeah, that.
yeah, I think they are.
Uber.
Yeah.
Is that one of the Akamatsuba you picked up the weekend, Tone?
Yeah, that red. Yeah, yeah. it
Nice.
is.
Proper cherry red.
Free collection, 35 quid.
That is red, that.
Yeah.
That one there, Tony, on the right. So that's a Reader's Choice one, isn't it? That one there with the red
Yeah. What is it?
bottom of the screen.
Say when to pause.
No, his breeder's choice one's in his main pond now.
Oh, no, that's definitely one of that same lot. He's in hiding in there. In the background now, that one with that one there.
This
Pause with that one.
Yeah. Got a red eye and a black eye.
That's the red Kajaku cross.
Yeah.
Whatever we did, Goshki, wasn't it?
Goshki,
Yeah.
That's one of them, 100%.
That's definitely weird.
Let's see if it comes in there. Right,
That one there.
Damn it. Right in the middle then.
They're doing all right, Tony, aren't they, for a bunch of little cheap fry?
Yeah, they're all right. I like them.
Yeah.
I think a
Weird and
couple
wonderful.
still
Every
got,
one of them could win.
still got flared gills a bit.
Yeah.
That's the water, mate.
Water quality,
Mm.
bud.
Yep.
Having 60
Reduce the
fish in a
numbers.
3-foot aquarium.
Yeah, reduce the numbers and clean the water.
There aren't many in there now.
No.
It's going to go down.
Bit late now though, Tone.
They can reverse though.
Yeah.
Daz had one that I tried to get rid of loads of times because it got such bad roll gills, and then he put it outside at Big Main Pond, and when we netted it up like next time, they were completely gone, back flat, normal.
Yeah. That's a Tancho Goshki.
Yeah.
I think it depends how far they've gone, doesn't it?
Well, these were like Dumbo's ears, mate. They were like that.
Yeah.
Proper
He
roll.
slowed it down as it swam through the water. It was that bad.
They were bad bells.
Yeah.
That's a bit like my crappy wacky.
That had a lot of sort of yellow sort of, well, what I would have called at the time Benny on it, and it all disappeared.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping mine might do, but it didn't.
That looks more Deutschkin Matsuba to me.
But this had yellow on it, Tony, that one, yeah?
It did, yeah. Yeah.
There, that's it. That's the breeder's choice.
That's 100%
The community choice.
community choice, whatever we called it.
Look at that. So this could be a fish
Got
in
a
your
nice
tank
looking
soon.
head, didn't it? That pattern on
Look
the
at that
head is
eyeball.
nice. The manoir or menswear.
You don't get men's wearing red, you wank.
Don't you?
No.
Well, it's still on the head, isn't it?
Mate, that's going to be a cracking fish. That's the one. That's the one.
It will be if he stops force feeding it steroids.
Do you reckon the more of this orange might come up that deeper red?
It will all go redder, yeah. And the way some of the scales are outlined in black and some aren't, give it a real weird appearance, isn't it?
Oh yeah, definitely followed that category.
It's on a diet at the
It's
moment.
different though, isn't it? It's something different, that.
I think that's, for me, that's my best.
All
Trouble with my own fish, Tony.
all my fish are on a diet at the moment because I ran out of food.
Well, it's all right, Tony. They'll be good for 12 months.
Give us some pearl barley.
Now, what's that one then? In the background.
That's one of them, the little Dalmatian ones that you snuck in, Gaz.
Deutsch Becco.
No, it's Becca. You reckon?
Yeah.
Remember,
Yeah.
it was great.
It's
It
good,
says,
isn't it?
"Oh, you need a
And
few
it's
of
only
these."
metallic as well, though, isn't it? Yeah. In fact, Tony, I mean, I think you've beaten the category there. The Tony
all of
wins. They're all weird.
They are, yeah.
Tony wins,
Got a
hands
tank
down.
full of winners there, Tony.
Oh, dear me.
You haven't seen them all
So
yet.
is that Tony wins or Ricky wins? Because Ricky bred all of them apart from the Shiro and the Akka.
It's
Yeah,
women.
I only charged them
it's
about
women's
20p a
wearing
fish.
red.
yeah, but I done the poor selection that got them on their way.
That's an,
That Goshki looks right as well.
Yeah, got a strong
That
belly on
Goshki in the
it.
background's good, isn't it?
There's
Yeah,
a
it is.
there's a two-stage Goski that you said was going to be a good fish. That's the one.
That's the one, is it?
Mm,
Yeah,
That one there,
that one.
mate.
yeah, that's got
That's
some.
banging.
That is good.
And how much do you pay for that? 25 pence.
Wow, yeah, less
What
than
you
that
need to
probably.
do now, Tony, is get it out of that tank before you ruin it.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't remember how much you charge for 1,000 fry, but it's however much I paid divided by 1,000.
Fair enough. 18p it cost you, mate.
Would you agree that that's at that stage now, though, a fish of that size needs to be out of that tank,
It's
Yeah.
coming out very soon.
like tomorrow
I
morning?
mean, that looks mint. Yeah,
That needs some more space and some more flow, mate, so it can get some more growth and get some more length on.
Yeah, it's going in the tow side tank.
Yeah.
that's going to cost you 100 quid of anyone's money now. That's not
Yeah.
bad, is it?
No.
God, Tony, you definitely won. You got a video of him. Yeah, Tony took the trophy this evening, ladies and gents.
Is
All
it still
hail
the same
Tony.
tank?
Yeah.
No,
This is all
the
one
other.
batch of fry, isn't it?
This is the other tank. I got two of them.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, Tony, what grade of fry did you buy?
Only one grade.
There's
Just,
standard.
no, just unselected
Yeah.
fry.
Well, I bought 500 of Ricky's Goshki Kajaku mix and 500 of his total mix.
The public's choice likes to get in on camera, doesn't it? It wants to be seen, that fish.
Tony, that's a great. To be fair, mate, that's a nice little bunch of fish from a bunch of fry.
Yeah, some nice achievers in there as well.
If you just sort the water out, so we didn't have a few bendy gills, and that's from when they were small and you can't sort them out, and you got loads
Yeah.
of them. I remember your tanks were rammed,
Yeah,
but yeah, that Goshki, mate, and that Breeders' Joint, that YouTube pick one.
Look at that, man. Look at the red on that.
Yeah, that's not that.
Damn, that's red.
Yeah, the Akamatsuba was from the koi collection, £35 a fish.
That Akamatsuba, Tony, take it out, put that in growing tank and all, mate. Sorry, in your finger one. Take it out of that
Yeah.
tank, man, before it becomes a plump, fat thing and ruins a beautiful fish.
That won't get fat. They don't get fat like that, do they?
no, that won't get fat. It can't get fat. It ain't got any
Can't
food
with
at the
them.
moment.
Got no food.
Tony, mate, I think you've done a cracking job with them, really.
Have a look at the last bid I sent you, guys.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's one of Ricky's. You can't win with that. You eat.
I'm not trying to win, but it's weird and wonderful.
that's certainly
Yeah,
weird and
right.
wonderful.
Nice. Beautiful body shape on that, isn't it?
Look at that.
Beast.
That is weird and wonderful, isn't it?
That looks like you've had it in your tank, Tony.
Yeah. I sold it to Crafty a week ago.
Mate. Yeah, that's one of their Black Zeus, or whatever, in it, or Black Diamond, or
It just got too big for the tank, so I had to go.
I don't like it.
Crack the glass.
If you'd seen it last year, it had no sumi pretty much on it whatsoever. It's amazing what's come back on that fish, man.
Yeah.
Do you know?
I don't like it.
It's
No,
a bugger
I
to
like
get them
it.
out of the tank when
I
they
know.
get to that size.
Don't fit in the net, mate, do they?
No,
no, that would win it if it was eligible.
So what is that?
Not
Then, if
after a
that's
win. The
not-
last one, guys, the last video, dude.
What is that then? Just before
Just
Alan
joint
says,
suit. They're not big enough scales for Aragoki, are they? That's the thing. It's supposed to be massive. That's just normal doits. which is but not normal because the scales are really not normal.
Randomised. Yeah. Okay. So the last one then, did you say?
Bottom one.
Oh yeah,
You'll see a glimpse in a minute.
they're far too big for that tank.
Is this a rendered fish?
You'll
Oh,
see it.
look, got some sport crocs on there, look, but they're only in first gear. This is going to get me copywritten.
Yeah,
Bastard.
there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Your black mamba.
Black
Okay,
mamba.
wow, no, that's nice.
Hmm.
But it was only a glimpse. I couldn't find a closer video.
The black one coming in
It's a Ginrin
there.
Deutz Saragoy. Yeah.
All right.
That was from Exclusive Decoy, that.
Nice.
Wow. I think Tony gets my vote just for the sheer number of weird.
Is that the one I was talking about from your shop, Anthony?
Yeah, reverse scalation on it.
Yeah, that's cool as shit.
Yeah,
That's a lovely fish.
that is nice. Yeah.
Dash.
That's pretty.
All right then, we shall stop sharing. My favourite one out of all them jigs, mate, that will banging that. And then I would say my second favourite one would be the one from Rick's, that one with the nice.
The Ginrin Zip.
The Deutz Achievement was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just nice. It wasn't weird and wonderful, was it? It was just a really nice fish.
Will sent me a video. You need to do this on your live, mate.
I think you got it for me, Tony. You got just all the weird and wonderfuls in one tank.
That's the last. That's everybody that sent me something in it. Yeah. I think that is the end of that.
So we're saying the Deutz make them more weird and wonderful, don't they? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dino says there the Deutsch Saragoy was the best. I think it was as well, mate.
I think, yeah.
I think it was the best fish. Nice fish. But was it weird and wonderful? It was just really pretty.
It wasn't as weird as some of Tony's.
And Tony's
They're
certainly got weird and wonderful. In a nice
that
way.
fish, mate. That's my cup of tea. That kind of thing, mate. Seeing something a little bit different,
me too.
looking like that, was wicked. That's beautiful. The one thing that we can always guarantee on, though, koi appreciation does make the numbers drop.
Does it?
So we was 105 when we started, and we're now down at 69. The hardcore guests stick on in there to the very end.
I think it was your banner that did it, Gaz.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Must have had a power cut somewhere, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
for
bedtime,
me,
innit?
jigs, hands down, mate. Yeah, 100%. And I said that as soon as I first saw it. That fish is mint, absolutely stunning, and it is weird and wonderful, all in the category. Fits it 100%.
Ah, so who did I lose out to?
Jig.
I tried, Tony. Outnumbered.
No,
Well-
I mean that's just my vote. That's just my fish. You guys can say whichever one you think was about. That for me, that one plus Rick's second one, which was the nice little slim fish that had the little fine detailed black line round every scale. That little mint, that an achiever.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I thought you meant the
Arigoki
achiever.
one. That was nice. That was nice. So those are my two.
Tony had so many, I can't even pick one.
Tony definitely weird. Tony definitely won the weird category.
Yeah, purely by numbers, if nothing else.
Yeah, 100%.
Nice. We out of topics then.
Oh, hang about. Will says no, Gaz, the one before the cartoon. Right, one sec, mate. Let's the one before the cartoon. You send me so much weird stuff, mate. I don't know what I'm sending. Right, the one before the cartoon. Oh, you mean the one after the cartoon? The one with your weird and wonderful fishing. Yeah, I will show it for you, mate. Just because it's you. This is Will's new wonderful fish. Crap, that's the wrong one. Click on the right thing.
I thought you said
It's called an fish.
Yeah.
That's crap.
No, I meant crap because I clicked the wrong thing.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Nice little heel, Surrey.
UB for Will.
That's
Nice fish.
Nice in a few years, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
definitely wonderful, mate, because it put a right smile on your face for the last 3 days.
good. What size is it then?
Now Will says play the cartoon. This is not how it works, Will, but we'll play it anyway. They had no sound there. At least so I can hear it. That said, let me put my glasses on so I can see you. And then he said, yep, you're still a twat. I like that one, Will. Might actually save that.
Tell you what,
There we
mate.
go.
White contacts in there, mate.
That's it. Anybody else got any questions they would like to ask? As Vicky has posted up there, next week's koi appreciation is, believe it or not, I can't believe we haven't had this yet, is the kahaku. I'm expecting great things from Rick because I know he's got some real nice ones on his farm.
Fucking have. You got a nice Momotaro one unless you killed it.
I got
See it,
three.
it's in a muddy pond at the minute.
Green water.
And he
I
likes
got-
stinking food.
I got three, and I won't label them up. You've got to guess which one is the Momotaro.
Well, I'm sure that'll be easy enough.
Easy peasy. Yeah, we could do that. When we doing Goshki then? Did I dream that was this week? Have I missed
When we're
it?
doing Goshki, Vic,
I have got the crappiest Goshki in the world in my pot, man.
yeah, me
It's
too.
wank.
Oh, no, I haven't. Not in a moment.
I think it's Goshki after Kahaku, and then it's Ginri.
So it's Goshki next week then.
Kahaku next week.
Kako next
Not
week,
Goshki.
then Goshki.
I can't believe you went had Kahaku already, like.
We probably have, we just all forgot.
No, we
we
haven't. Definitely 100%. It's not been done. It's not been picked. Now, I thought that would have probably been one of the first fish that got picked.
I'm sure
has
we
not
done
been picked.
Kahaku.
No, we haven't done
We
Kahaku.
haven't done Kaku. You're more than welcome to go back through the videos and check them out, but I know we haven't because yours truly's done it.
Dino, man, you're such a twat.
Goshki's been done, Skeg, he says.
No, Goshki has. Yeah, we did do
Goshki, Goshki hasn't been done either, I don't think.
It has, Gaz, 100%.
Oh, Goshki has been
Do
done.
it again.
Yeah, Goshki has. But
Goshki has
we're
been
doing
done.
it again.
Vic, can you tell me the list, please? Give me a minute.
Don't remember sending one
There
in.
you go. There you go.
think
Kahaku,
it was
then
about-
Goshki. I keep a list. There we go.
Yeah. I think Goshki was about the second or third one we did. We did Sankey early on, and I think Goshki came after Sankey.
Colin, that was a heat story.
Oh, the last fish that we just showed then. Yeah, it was a Hiyatsuri, mate. If that's what you're meaning, or if you're meaning those varieties that we had along before him,
No one fucking knows, is the
nobody
answer.
knows. Yeah. She's off to bed. Oh, not to be loud now. I'm gonna wind it down.
We've got to get to bed soon. Vince has got to be up at the farm at 8:30, Vince. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
There we go. She's kept a list and she has from the start, and
Oh ye of little faith.
So we've not done Goshki.
we've not done Goshki.
No,
We've not done
We haven't.
Kaku.
We have done Goshki. I'm sure we
we
have.
haven't.
I'm going to have a look back and see.
Fuck
Oh,
God.
What's that one mean?
them little buggers. Oh,
Yeah, Gaz, you're on the
It's a
ball.
sargi,
You're
I
on the
think.
ball.
And I've got some sargi goshki crosses. I remember putting one of those on. Maybe it was a
Probably
sargi.
point us that it was something like a Saragoy week, and just loads of people sent in what the fuck they wanted, mainly Goshki.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was. He sent all goshkis in for a sargis.
Vince, question. Did you enjoy the live with the Americans? Came across very professional.
Will.
Yes, I did. I thought it was a rather enjoyable evening. Different to this sort of life, but enjoyable much the same.
Did
I
you
wasn't-
enjoy talking fish tanks? To say you don't keep tropicals, I was rather surprised to see you on a tropical channel.
But we were talking about koi.
There was, mate. To be fair, there was quite a lot of people interested in it and all, weren't there?
I
Yeah.
wasn't sure
The
they
one
understood.
before that one. The one before the last one.
Was that my video?
Don't know.
Be a bit more descriptive, Colin. What did it look like?
Weird.
I wasn't sure.
Was it
on
weird and
Vince's-
wonderful? Was it in a glass tank? Was it one of? Because that could have been one of many fish yet to be discovered.
On Vince's live with the Americans, I wasn't, and Canadians, I wasn't sure that they understood my humour in the comments, really. But
Vince is on TV more than
Stubbsy
Hampton
did.
Deck.
Do YouTube do awards for presenting?
Yes, they do actually.
Do they?
Yeah.
Imagine Vince
YouTube
up
awards
there.
do exist.
Actually, Aaron, that's that is a Ginrin.
Oh, the reverse scaling one. What's those big Aragoki scaled ones that you got in shop? In the same tank with that one?
Yeah, there's
Or
two,
what
isn't
was
there?
in there?
They're
Two
both
of them.
gold. Yeah, I don't know. I just called them Aragoki.
They were nice though, them, weren't they? They were different too. I like them.
Yeah, I sold the last one, the lesser scaled one, on Saturday to someone from Crouch Valley Koi Club.
God, I thought you dibs them, Gaz.
I don't.
Didn't come up with a wedge though, did he?
People don't understand what the dibs means. I mean,
It's not recognised in some areas.
yeah, Jibs is going to be surprised.
I'll tell you what, guys, I'll send you a fish, mate.
You send me it best be a maze ball.
Dead one.
I got a fucking minute. That's gratitude. It best be. It best be amazing.
I
You
don't
can't-
mean it doesn't have to be like the world's best kahaku. Just something different, mate.
Who's in front?
Find him with one eye, Crafty.
Yeah, find me something with one eye I can use as target practice.
I sold one today. It was a butterfly koi bench. You would have loved it.
Oh,
The
fuck off.
fucking face was hanging off the side like that. And the vet come in, mate. Oh, I've
Ugly
got-
and beautiful at the same time.
need to buy it. Yeah.
Oh, Crafty's video.
That was a
Right,
good
Crafty's
ring
video.
boy. Or if it was the one from Koi Wholesale, it was a Black Zeus. If it was the big chunky fucker in the blue bowl, it was Rick's at Koi Wholesale. By the way, check that out, Vince.
Yeah.
Giving away the money one now, isn't he?
He's changed his cups. He's going to have to send me another one with one that says.
That's a very rare cup because he don't make them anymore. I stole
I've
it.
got a koi wholesale mug.
Yeah,
Not like
me
this
too.
one, mate.
I got a special one. Just a second. I'll go find it. I'll show you.
You got-
Yeah.
One of them.
Tell you what,
Oh,
go to Ricky's. You wouldn't want to steal any of
mine's
his, mate.
slightly different. It's mine's a
Safety.
Koi Talk one. Signed by Mr. Ricky Stoddart himself with a special message.
Fuck you, Alan.
Fuck you, Alan. That was belting that day. It was great. Will says later's all. Good night, Shandy Pants. Any questions? Anybody got any questions they'd like to ask? If you haven't, then we can wrap this one up this evening, gentlemen.
We can
Anybody
go to
got
bed.
anything else they would like to ask before we bring this live to an end? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
What day is Christmas on?
Fuck off.
25th of
Christmas
December.
Day. Just so you're aware, lads, I'll just put it up there. In the planning,
It's the only day I have to work.
in the planning, I have got Mr. Alan Tate coming to the shop to do a seminar, yet to be decided, in the darker months. So we are currently working on putting a little seminar together for everybody that want to attend.
In the what? Dark in what?
So
Darker months.
darker months, mate.
That'd be interesting. Yeah.
Random quick question, Bovril or Marmite?
Neither. They're both horrible.
I'd agree with
Marmite.
us. And on that note, guys, if you're enjoying this kind of content, if you could do me a huge favour, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Till next time, gentlemen.
Keep smiling.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, Al. Good night, everybody.
Night,
And
everyone.
just for mystical tropical koi, cricket bat.